right, man. What's up, Pechuga?
What's good? What's good?
What's up, man?
Thanks for having me, man.
Yes, sir, man. Or should I refer you as Roberto?
Nah, man. Everybody knows me as El Pechuga. Dude.
The
That's the
Pechuga.
thing, yeah.
It's like, who's Roberto at this point?
Yeah, I mean, that's the name I grew up with. El Pechuga. Like, my boss put me that
Right.
as a little kid, so I kind of really didn't have a choice,
Right.
you know.
Right.
But everybody knows me like, te digo por El Pechuga,
Right,
pero es
Pechuga.
por cariño, ¿me entiendes? It's
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
Yeah,
for
like
sure.
they're not like Pechuga. Like sometimes, yeah, I get made fun of it,
Mm-hmm.
but like I told them, I'm like, who else have you heard this? Their name is El Pechuga.
Pechuga. That's
¿Entiendes?
yeah,
And
it's
they say
unique.
They say El Pechuga, and it's like, okay, it's him.
Yeah.
¿Entiendes? Like I know who it is.
It's a unique name.
Yeah, I mean the only ones that really called me by my name, like even my dad doesn't even call me by my real name.
Who's that?
Is that it's like that.
Right.
But te digo, like the only ones that would call me is like in school when I was
Right.
in high school. Yeah, they just call me pues, Roberto,
Right.
Roberto.
Wonders
But
for
yeah.
life. What's it called?
Yeah.
Eyes, man. So this is my third podcast, but it just depends how the order I want to release it.
Yeah.
What's it called? But yeah, Pechuga, thanks for pulling up, dude.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, support Homeboys podcast. It's gonna be spicy today.
Appreciate it. I hope so. What's it called?
Yeah.
But once again, it's an honor to have you here, dude. Obviously, I'm still getting the hang of the podcast, so bear with me. So yeah, dude. So I mean, you really pretty much answered my first question. Pechuga, by the way. So yeah, my first question was really about to be, like, what's up with your name?
Yeah.
Why Pechuga?
I mean the name is based off of a song actually. That's actually called Pechuga.
Right.
It's by Fulanito. I don't know if you know who Fulanito is. It's like cumbia type.
If I'm honest with you, I don't.
It's like
Right.
it came out like 17 years ago. That song, and I was
Right.
a little baby, but like it was already out. But it was like it was bumping back then.
Mhm.
And well, that's when my mom and dad told me that when I was a little baby, they would have put that song on, and I would always dance. You know how like babies be dancing and
Yeah,
shit.
for
like,
sure, for sure.
And pues that's where my name came from. My dad was like, no, pues este va a ser el Pechuga, y ya.
Right.
Desde allí te digo, nobody really says my name. Like I got two names, Roberto Carlos, but nobody calls me that.
Right.
¿Entiendes? They're like you tell them, hey, you spoke to Roberto. They're like, who's that? It's Pechuga. Oh,
Right,
okay,
right.
yeah. And I'm like, yeah.
I'm gonna be honest, dude. Whenever I heard El Pechuga, I had no idea who you were.
Yeah.
Honestly, I remember it was I had a group of friends that I would hang out with at high school, and I would be like, "Oh yeah, I was talking about." Shout out to Henry. I was bragging about the fact that I had Henry in here, as in like, cause he was signed con Rancho Humilde at that time.
Yeah.
And they were like, "No es el Pechuga." I was like, "I don't know. I mean, I know him as Henry, so I don't know." He's like, "Do you have a picture?" And I was like, and I pulled up his Instagram. He's like, "Oh yeah, that's not Pechuga." So I still didn't know who you were at the time.
Yeah.
Right. But it's crazy because you literally live like a couple minutes away.
Yeah, and I didn't know that I lived this close either. That's the
Right.
thing. Like when you told me the first time when we met up, like you sent me your address, I was like, oh, she lived down the street. I was like, I didn't even know that. And I had seen you at church too, but we had never spoke.
That's
So, I don't know.
that's the place I would see you from. I see you just from like two people just mind their business walking by,
Yeah.
And I remember I had seen you, but like I was still amazed about El Pechuga,
Yeah.
because that's just a whole unique name, dude. As in like I think I even asked you this once. Like, we had the topic about like you mentioned to me one time that you wanted to go based off your name, Roberto Castillo,
Yeah.
and someone told you why.
Yeah.
You and what did you respond to that person?
Well, I don't know if you know Elvis del Rancho Elvis.
Mhm, yeah.
It was him. Whenever this was like in 2020, and I posted on Instagram because like I was getting made fun of for my name.
Right.
And back in that time, I was like, thinking about what other people thought about me. También.
Right.
And that's whenever I was like, okay, well, they don't fuck with Pechuga, so I gotta change my name to my real name. So I was like, okay, and I posted up on there. I was like, pues I'm gonna be changing my name from my artistic name from El Pechuga to Roberto Carlos.
Right.
And a lot of people sit up on my story. They're like, no, okay, why are you gonna do that? nobody knows Roberto Carlos. They know El Pechuga.
El Pechuga, right?
And y pues te digo, the one that shout out to Elvis, by the way. He just signed to a record label, I think, called Arranque Music or something.
Mm-hmm.
He's dropping music ahorita.
Oh,
So
dude,
shout out
that's
to
what's
him.
up. That's what's
Yeah,
up, dude.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, he hit me up and he was like, no, cause everybody knows you as El Pechuga,
Right.
and he was like, you gotta build on that name. You gotta make that name mean something.
Mm-hmm.
¿Me entiendes? Y pues like that's whenever, excuse me, bro.
No, you're good. You're
Chela,
good.
bro.
I don't know what you mean.
Nah, yeah, but yeah, I mean, basically what he told me was that I had to build around that name. I had to make sure, like, okay, when people say El Pechuga, they won't think about chicken. You know,
Right,
like
right,
they're gonna think about me. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Y pues I don't know if you've seen the podcast of Pitbull when he said that he made Pitbull his name more popular than the actual dog. Like if you look up Pitbull on Google,
You see Mr. Worldwide.
you see Mr. Worldwide, yeah, you won't see the
Right.
actual Pitbull.
Right.
And pues like when I thought about it like that, I was like, okay, well, I gotta do it because I just remembered about a story that I don't know. You know Mr. Burrito, right?
Mhm.
Allá on 29. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's like
the
a family restaurant, right? They're familia with nosotros. And one time I went there and they were telling me like this was back then, like 2019, I think.
Mhm.
And I was shy as hell back in the day. And I was like, all right, let's go eat with my uncle. And I went, and then it was like pretty full, and they were doing karaoke that day.
Mhm.
And my uncle was like, no, like you gotta sing y todo eso. And I was shy as hell. I was like, nah, I can't. I was like, I can't sing because it's like, I can't.
Mhm.
And he was like, okay, está bien, pues aunque sea ponte una de tus canciones.
Mhm.
And that was back then when I was doing corridos tumbados. And that was
Yeah.
like they was hitting and stuff like that, like Tercer Elemento and stuff.
Mhm.
And I was just doing, like music. And pues they ended up looking up El Pechuga on YouTube on the big screen. Everybody was there, bro. And me dio una puta vergüenza, bro, porque like I was like, damn, like I wonder what's gonna come up because I
Right.
knew that I wasn't like, okay, I'm super famous, that it's gonna come up like my name
Right,
first. So he looked it up and then they started laughing when they saw what came up. It was just like recetas, bro, to cook. Neta, bro. And I was
Oh,
like
sad.
neta, bro. I was just sitting there and I was like, damn, bro. Like literally I was like, changuitos que salga mi nombre, neta. And I was like, no, pero like it just, and then I just heard them laughing and shit like that. Y pues se siente culero, neta. Pero pues te digo, it just got to the point where I was like, nah, pues I gotta do something, para que for my name to be out there, pues.
Right,
you
right.
know? Because like te digo, a lot of people know me more now by El Pechuga than, my real name, and that's because I've built on it,
Right.
I haven't accomplished a lot of things, but I've accomplished enough to where like a lot of people know who I am
Pechuga
by
is.
El
Right.
Pechuga, yeah.
I know that based on what I've seen on your Instagram, like you always post something like a new song or something. People share your stuff.
Yeah.
And honestly, dude, it's like in this music world, like that's something you want. As in like
Yeah.
when you upload something that you did, that you put your soul into.
Yeah.
As in like, it's like it feels nice because now it's like, yeah, people know who Pechuga is. So you have your fan base,
Yeah.
and that's what's up, dude. Not everybody has a fan base.
Nah, yeah, it's cause like people think that it's easy, dude. Like
Mhm.
they'll tell you, hey, like, like drop a song, drop whatever, drop a whole album.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not that easy. ¿Entiendes?
not.
Like, and especially like it might be easy for like newer artists now, like that are pegando and stuff like that, because they
Mhm.
have, some of them have ghostwriters, some of them, they don't,
Right.
they just have to sing.
Right.
¿Entiendes?
They don't have
Y
to
pues,
put no work in it.
yeah, and pues uno, like if they tell you drop a whole album, like for example me, like I write all my music. All my
Right.
music is mine.
Right.
¿Entiendes? And I gotta sit there, and sometimes like it takes me like a whole day like to write one song. ¿Entiendes? And pues it's like sometimes you get inspired, sometimes you don't, dude. You're
Right.
just sitting there with the notebook, just looking at the notebook. You
Right.
don't understand it.
Puro writer's block.
Yeah, and then like they do like I mean, there's one song that I made, and the thing is like I have a shit ton of music, dude.
Mhm.
I just have dropped like a couple, but I have a
Mhm.
shit ton of music, dude, and I just have it in Google Drive, but I've never dropped it.
Mhm.
And it te digo like it just depends on where you're at, what you're looking at, stuff like that. Like getting scenarios that happen to you in real life
Right.
and stuff like that. Like one of my songs, I wrote it because of my homie, le digo el gordo. His name is Alexis.
Mm-hmm.
Y pues we were working out in the gym, and we just started talking about like how I grew up and stuff like that. Y pues like that shit hit me. I was like, I'm gonna write a song when I get home. I was like, I'm gonna write a song, cause I just like growing up, like it just it was hard for me trying to like fit in.
Mm-hmm.
¿Me entiendes? Cause I was hella introvert, dude. And imagine like being a singer but being introvert, like
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't really correlate, you
Yeah, yeah.
know? Cause being a singer, you gotta be like in front of everybody. You gotta
Mm-hmm.
be, if the singer fucks up, they know. ¿Me entiendes?
Mm-hmm.
If for example like with the banda, like if I fuck up, everybody knows, dude. ¿Me
Right.
entiendes? And if like, por decir like hay tres trompetas, tres trombones, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
If one of them fucks up, the other ones, le rellenan. ¿Me
Right.
entiendes? Pero like if one of us fucks up, they're like, damn, pinche cantante no vale verga or something.
Yeah,
¿Me
yeah,
entiendes?
that is for sure.
Yeah,
As in,
pues,
like, singers have way, like, I mean, us as musicians, because obviously, I'm a musician,
yeah,
but I'm not a singer. Pero igual, is like, I understand that aspect because, as in musicians, obviously, we always mess up. It's
yeah,
either we hit the wrong key or se nos va la canción, and it's happened to me multiple times.
yeah,
Pero, like, obviously, when it comes to singers, it's like, when you think of a banda, you don't recognize the trombone players, you don't recognize the trumpet players, you don't know the whoever plays the tambora.
yeah.
You recognize the singers. Entonces, yeah, so if you mess up a song, it's like, dang.
Not and it depends también on like who's criticizing you too. Because
Yeah.
for example, like I don't know if you've seen the memes that says, oh, when another músico goes looks at another músico at a tocada and they're just judging,
Right.
like, oh, se subió de tono or whatever, no tan en el tono
Right.
correcto and stuff like that. Like that's how it be sometimes because te digo, like one time we went to a tocada when I was barely starting and there was this guy that he came up to me and he was like, he's like, no, que bájale dos tonadas, que no sé qué tanto in the bathroom. And I was like, what the fuck? Yeah, but they were like I seen your podcast that you were saying that I told you that I learned a lot, and I did, dude.
Mm-hmm.
I did because they were like I was new to all this. Like you said, I knew how to sing, but I didn't know how to sing good. ¿Me
Mm-hmm.
entiendes? Like I knew the aspect. I was like, okay, I can sing. And like when I started singing, I didn't sing like how I sing now, dude. Like
Oh, yeah.
even
I've
even
seen a lot of improvement.
yeah, even before like when I sing with you guys, like right there I was still starting, dude. And
Mhm.
something about me is like I don't take criticism like, oh, like fuck you, type
Right.
shit. I don't look at it like that. I look at it as like, okay, you want me to improve. That's why you're telling me to
Mhm.
do this, do that, like, and that's how it's supposed to be, dude.
Right.
Like, ¿cómo se dice? Like, ¿cómo se dice? The constructive criticism.
Right.
Yeah. And I always tell everybody, like, even if I make a new song or whatever, like I always tell them like, hey, like I'm gonna send you this song right quick. Like I need you to tell me 100%. Y te digo, like I always send most of my songs to Henry.
Yeah.
And Henry like tells me straight up, and the same me with him. And then something about me and him is that we never lie
Mhm.
about each other.
Right.
Like if I always told him like if my song is shit, tell me it's shit. ¿Me entiendes? Because there's a lot of people that they think that they're singing like good, their song is good or whatever. They think that it's good, but then like it's only because their friends are telling them that it's
Yeah.
good. ¿Me entiendes?
Yeah.
But then you go like to somebody who knows a little bit more about music and stuff like that. Y pues ya ellos te dicen like, nah, that shit's ass. ¿Me
Yeah.
entiendes? Because te digo, like one time I went to another studio of a guy, the random guy that hit me up on Instagram.
Right.
And I was like, me and Henry went. Me, Henry, and I believe it was Juanjo. I don't know if you know Juanjo. He's friends with Henry.
Isn't that the short guy? Is it the short skinny guy?
He is skinny, but I don't remember how short he is. But
Dang,
I don't think he's that short.
I mean, yeah, I don't think he's that short, but
He's like a
obviously-
little shorter than me, but not that
Right.
short. Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, shout out to Juanjo y Henry.
And
Pero,
yes, sir.
yeah, and
Long time no see, dude.
yeah, and we went to the studio, right? And when we went, it was like everything was straight. It was dark as hell. It was over there by
Mhm.
Mount Pleasant, and we went all over there. It was dark. It was like 2 a.m. And we pull up, and I hit up the dude, and like just keep in mind, it's a random ass dude that hit me up on Instagram. But we put up,
Mhm.
and he had like a little room or whatever. Y que dice, no, like estaba bien alterado. He's like, no, he's like, hay que hacer que no sé qué, loco. And we ended up like listening to his music, and it was shit, dude.
Mhm.
And me and Henry looked at each other, and like we were just like, oh shit, ¿entiendes? Like,
Right.
and we tenemos, I guess you could say, tenemos oreja para oído
Mhm.
para like listen when something is shit,
Right.
And like there's a lot of like, for example, like around here, there's a lot of people that sing good. There's a lot
Mhm.
of people that write good, have good music, but at the same time, it's vice versa. There's a lot of people that think they can sing, and
Yeah,
they can't.
like I said.
¿Me entiendes? Pero, like, dirían por ahí, like, like, you if you learn a lot from whoever guides you at that time,
Mm-hmm.
you'll make it pretty good.
Right.
It's because if you are too hard headed and you don't take advice from people that, for example, like you, like if I was like culero to you, if you were to tell me like, hey bro, like the song doesn't go this way, and I'm like, nah, like fuck you, like you
Mm-hmm.
don't know what you're talking about.
Right.
I
Who's
would,
the singer? Who's
yeah,
the singer type shit?
I,
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't have improved as much as I did
Right.
if I like, and that's the thing because something about me, I always want to improve every single time.
Right.
If somebody tells me, hey, like and like if they tell me like doubt me, pues,
Mm-hmm.
I like when people doubt me.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because when people doubt you, it's like it gives you like an urge to like,
Urge.
nah, like I'm gonna do it just
Right.
to prove you wrong.
you're wrong. Right.
Yeah. Y pues like de por sí, like when I started, I was doing a lot of tumbados. I was
Mm-hmm.
doing a lot of
Yeah, I
tumbados,
remember.
and I was just doing tumbados with Henry, sometimes with Elvis, and Elvis would like send me beats. He would have beats on YouTube, and I would pick them
Mm-hmm.
up and do songs and stuff. Pero a lot of people told me that I needed to sing with the banda. They said that I had a voice for a
La
banda.
banda. Yeah, and I agree. I remember the last time we spoke was when you pulled up to buy
Yeah.
the microphones,
Yeah.
and I was like, honestly, dude, because obviously, for the people who don't know, Pechuga actually played with the Alta Resistencia for a while. Well, he was part of the band for a while, like for a little short period of time, and we were on stage together twice. Oh no, 3 times. My bad.
Yeah.
But what's it called? Like obviously, Grupo Visarti. Yeah, we play un poco de todo, but our main thing that would really get the people going was Tierra Caliente.
Yeah.
And I remember you, if y'all don't know, Pechuga sings a mean El Caminante, dude. Honestly, hands down, great singer. And I think I still have that recording on
Yeah.
YouTube. Um, and hands down, what's it called? Yeah, Pechuga's just. But it wasn't well. Obviously, I was seeing the stuff on on Instagram, and de por sí, I could off the bat you could just tell you have the voice for la banda.
Yeah.
And so then when I saw you with the banda, and then you came over to buy the microphones, I'm like, yeah, dude. I mean, honestly, I'm actually really proud where how far Pechuga went. Um, you know, because a lot of people want to see you succeed, but they don't want to see you succeed on your own. They want you to succeed with them, kind of thing. You know what I mean? As in like, I could have been the guy to like give you like some advice, but I could also have been the guy like I wanted you to improve, but for me,
Yeah.
for the grupo. And honestly, you're not always gonna be in the same place, same grupo, same whatever. You might even just decide to go soloist at one
Yeah.
point. Because honestly, that's honestly the path that it seems like you're going towards.
Yeah.
And but yeah, you always had a la voz para la banda, dude.
It's because you get opportunities, dude.
Right.
¿Entiendes?
Yeah.
Y te digo, like, when you get opportunities and when you know how to, like, talk to people good,
Mm-hmm.
like, you make people understand. Like, for example, like, cuando me salí de Alta Resistencia, like,
Right.
I hit you up and I told you. I think I called you. No, I didn't call you.
Uh,
I'm tripping.
I think you hit me up.
Because I think the last one that we were supposed to do was at the church.
The church, right?
Yeah, and I told you that I couldn't go that day.
Right.
And then after that, I think I texted you that I couldn't go no more.
Yeah.
But at that time, I wasn't like I was just like I just want to like chill for a little bit.
Right,
¿Entiendes? Y te digo, like back then I wasn't really with the banda quite
right.
yet.
Yeah. I remember because I even called you and I just wanted to see what you wanted to do.
Yeah.
And because I could interpret the text in so many ways.
Yeah.
You know, you said you didn't want to do tocadas no more. As in, it was like either you just don't want to do tocadas, or you just want to focus on making music and just release. Because like I said, that text could have been interpreted in so many ways. But so I called you just to see where you were at, and it's understandable,
Yeah.
And it's kind of trippy, but the last gig that we had, obviously, it was bad.
Yeah.
We started bad. Y luego, pues you said, like, la gente luego te critica on a sound check. Like, dang, dude, we're like still trying to get everything ready.
Yeah. I remember that. I think you broke your iPad that day, no? Yeah. Yeah, because I got there and they were like, I think it was Chris. He was like, nah, he fucked up his iPad. I was like, damn. And then you looked pissed. I was like, damn.
I was mad because the mixer that I have, it's just the thing. There's no knobs. There's no nothing.
Yeah.
Entonces, I have fuerza needed the iPad. And that's the thing, you live and you learn type thing. If I'm gonna have something like that, I have to have multiple, like 2 iPads.
Yeah.
And I wasn't prepared for that. Entonces, yeah, I was mad that day.
No, yeah, te digo, like when I started with you guys, I was still like, así como dijo Ishmael yesterday, or whenever y'all did the podcast.
Right.
I was saying yesterday because I watched your podcast
Yesterday, because
Yeah.
I uploaded it yesterday.
Yeah. Like he said, like a lot of people think that we don't get nervous, dude. Like, but
Yeah.
like it depends on where we're at, and the scenario. ¿Me entiendes?
Right.
Like he said, you can smell in the air when the party's gonna be good. ¿Me entiendes?
Mm-hmm.
Like recently, like last year, when I was barely joined the banda,
Mm-hmm.
we went to a tocada and we went there for 4 hours, dude, to sing for 4 hours, and nobody danced until the last song.
Right.
Nobody got up. Nobody told us nothing. We were just there, bro. And it's funny that you say that El Caminante, like, I sing it good as hell. That day I fucked it up, bro.
Really?
And ever since that day, dude, like, El Caminante no me sale igual. And
Really?
it's like, it fucked with me in a way.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, you know how when you fuck up on a song, you're like, damn, like, and I told them, I was like, y'all should hear how I sang it with my old group. Like, I go fucking all ass hasta le
Like you were
subo.
trying to redeem yourself.
Yeah. And that day se me salió un gallo, bro. That day se me salió un gallo. Y pues, like, I mean, obviously, like, with a singer, those are common. ¿Entiendes? Like,
Yeah, for sure.
like, it's not really something you can control, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Pero that day, bro, like, hasta el aire se me fue, bro, y todo. And I was just, like, trying to gasp for air and shit. Like, soy un pobre caminante, sin rumbo y sin dirección. I was like, damn, bro. And I couldn't. And then after that day, like right now, I'm barely starting to get back into it, you know?
Right.
Like, ease my way back into it. But, like, I don't know what happened because, like, I don't know if you know, like, when you sing, you gotta learn when to take a breath.
Mm-hmm.
And I learned that from you because when we sang En Realidad, I remember that you told me, okay, right here, so you can sing this note high, you gotta take a breath right there,
Right.
or else you won't be able to. I forgot what was the part. Oh, en la arena que yo olvidé.
Yeah, that part.
Before that, you gotta take a breath so you can hit that shit.
Deep breath.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, and a lot of singers don't know that. Like,
No.
a lot of singers just sing to sing.
Right.
And, like, te digo, there's more to it, bro.
Right.
There's more to it. Because, like, I know you know, well, they always say that you got to sing with your stomach, with your diaphragm. Yeah.
It's complicated because it has so much. I mean, to hit higher, like, try to get higher notes, my opinion is, like, yeah, that's puro diaphragm.
Yeah.
Pero, like, there's certain part of certain songs where, yeah, you can easily sing over your throat and whatnot, pero it has a lot to do with it. And like you said, I mean, a lot of singers nomás cantan por cantar, and they think it's just puro garganta, hasta to the point where, like, you can even watch live videos where you'll see the person singing with and his veins popping out. He's trying so hard, and it's one of those things that I picked up, and it was because there was this one song. I forget the song, and I remember I was on a way to tocada when I used to play with, I believe it was Juventud Latina. We were on the way there, and the singer, shout out, saludazos a compa Orfanel. That guy have sang con one of my favorite bands is an Arcángel Musical, and some other ones. And there was a certain song around that time that I just first heard, where la segunda sounded bien delgada. Like, bien delgada. I'm like, and he was telling me, like, there's more to it. That guy is not even singing, as in, like, he's mimicking, as in, like, he does his voice like that, pero light is just coming out of his diaphragm. And so it's just like little things like that. I'm not a singer, and I've said it on the last podcast.
Pero tu segunda ta perra, güey. And, like, a lot of people that heard him sing, they might think otherwise, but me personally, I feel like his segunda is nice. Like, for example, on es una canción de la dinastía. I think it might be El Caminante. El Caminante. Yeah, like, se echa la segunda perra, la neta. And it's funny that, like de la... It's not funny, but...
Right.
It's just, I guess, a little phrase or whatever.
Right,
but,
I know what you mean.
Like, about segunda, bro, like, the very first time that I tried it was with Henry, dude.
Right. Oh,
and,
it was a song that you told me that...
it was my song.
It was your song. It's not El Rey, was it?
No, it was like, I wrote the song.
Right.
It was
that
Sigo
was
Enamorado.
Sigo Enamorado.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
My very first song that I ever wrote,
right.
I pulled up that day. I was nervous as hell because I was
Right.
young. I was meeting up with people that were older than me. I was like, oh shit. I was like, me van a secuestrar or something,
Right. Right.
But I pull up, y todo tan chingón. And I had went because he was gonna record a music video
Right.
for mi pasado. Las cajas de baking soda en la
Yeah, I remember
cocina.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that one. And I was there, and at that time he was like in talks with Rancho Humilde and everything y
Mhm.
todo eso. And whenever I was there, he was just telling me, he's like, "Fuck it, let's record your song." And I was like, "For real, bro?" He's like, "Yeah, let's do it." I was like, "All right, bet." So I recorded it, and te digo, that day, I didn't know how to sing either. I
Mhm.
still didn't know. I was just writing and singing,
Right.
and I couldn't get it. And shout out to el compa Santi también, que he told me, he's like, "Nah," he's like, "Take a little break and then try to
Mhm.
get it." And then te digo, like, I couldn't get my breath.
Mhm.
And I was like, sigo enamorado de todos tus encantos. And I ran out of breath. And I was like, fuck. And I still remember that Henry called me when he was editing it. This was like later on. And
Mhm.
he told me, he's like, this is the best I can do because I had to cut you off because we had to do so many takes to
Right.
get it right. Because I couldn't sing, like to the point where I sing now,
Right.
Hey, te digo, like, that's why I tell you, like, that you improve a lot. You improve
Mhm.
a lot when you take notes and you learn.
Right.
You improve a lot. But yeah, he told me about. He was like, "All right, échale la segunda." When we were recording, I was like, "La segunda." I was like, "What's that?" And he was like, "La segunda." You don't know what la segunda is? And I was
Mhm.
like, "No, I don't." And then he told me, he's like, "It's gonna sound funny." He's like, "But it sounds good when it goes together with the
Right.
primera." And like, así como tú dijiste, like that guy that was like almost mimicking the voice,
Mhm.
like it sounds weird, pero like when you juntar them together,
Mhm.
it sounds badass.
Right.
But at that time, I didn't know how to do it, and I ended up not doing it because I couldn't do it.
Right.
And until this day, like I'm still trying to learn the segunda. Like I'm chill. I'm going to practice with my friend Rodito.
Mhm.
Le dicen Rodo. Él canta con la banda sagrada,
Mhm.
and y él le echa la segunda bien perra. And I go with him sometimes, and I sing with him, and like I try to learn. Y no me sale así chingón que
Right.
digamos
Right.
que like okay, está bien, está bien perra, because
Right.
even I hear, I'm like, nah, that's not the segunda, and I stop, ¿me entiendes?
Right.
And the thing I like about when I go with him, he tells me like as soon as I'm starting like the segunda wrong, he's like, no, like like he's singing, let's say he's singing,
Right.
and I start the segunda, and I'm like, and he's like, he just nods his head, and,
Right.
and I know that it's wrong, ¿me entiendes? And I just keep going until I get it right.
So you get right. Right.
Yeah, and when he told me that it's right, that's when he nods me. He's like, right there, that's where
Mhm.
it's at, y pues digo, like to this day, right now, I still try to learn segunda, like primera, I got it down. Like any
Mhm.
tonada you tell me, I can probably,
Right.
¿cómo se dice? Like cantarla in the
Uh-huh.
tonada, pero it just depends on the song too, because like I tell everybody, like there's people that sing high, like high as hell. There's people that sing low,
Mhm.
and there's people that sing both of both
Right.
with ¿cómo se dice? Both of
They can do
both.
both.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
can do
High
both.
or low. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And y te digo, like, you don't necessarily have to sing high to sing good.
Right.
You
Right.
don't have to, because there's a lot of people that they say, nah, que canta bien perro porque canta alto y que no sé qué tanto. But at the same time, I've seen people that say, no canta perrón que porque canta como una niña. And like that's the thing. And like te digo, like that's when you gotta have like a voice in the middle type stuff.
Mhm.
¿Entiendes? Like El Mimoso, you know who El Mimoso is?
Yeah. Of course.
Like he sings like around in the middle, ¿me entiendes?
Mhm.
And then I don't know if you've ever heard of Moy Bobadilla. He's been hitting on TikTok right now. Just with the
I don't know who
tuba.
that is.
He's with the Sinaloense or something like that. De Alex Ojeda. Pero
Mhm.
he sings hella high. Like really, really fucking high. And a lot of people like how he sings. ¿Me
Mhm.
entiendes? But he doesn't sing nearly like Julio Preciado, like, El
Right.
Coyote and stuff like that. And he sings way higher, but people like it. And it
Right.
just depends on who the person likes, who it is, y te digo what name they have. ¿Me
Right.
entiendes?
Right.
Because si son culeros con la gente va a ser culero con él.
Right.
You know?
For sure. Yeah.
Y pues that's how it is, dude.
Yeah. I mean, when it comes to singing, it's a lot to it, and I understand that because I mean, like I said, a lot of people can hit high notes, but and it's also the crazy part because, like you said, you don't have to sing high to sing good, but of course everybody wants to sing high, and I always tell a lot of people like, no, I mean if the song is too high, like at least me, singers would like the groups will be like, oh aprendes esta canción. And
Yeah.
I'll learn it at that tonada and everything. But then when we would get together para macizarla, I can see he's struggling. Entonces, a lot of grupos that I've been, well, not a lot. There's a particular grupo, I'm not going to say the name,
Yeah.
where the keyboardist will learn the song and expect their singer to sing la tonada.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because you think about it. Obviously, they're studio recordings. They'll sing it in un certain tonada, but it can get tweaked.
Yeah.
Melodyne. That's
Yeah.
a tool that a lot of people are, oh well, he messed up right here. Then I have to adjust it porque se salió un poco de la tonada.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't see that. And it wasn't until now when I saw a podcast también where this guy was from his name is El Güero. Hizo Banda Centenario, Grupo Duranguense years back.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That guy can sing high también.
Mm-hmm.
But in that podcast, he said he would record high and high notes because it wouldn't sound boring. Pero para sus tocadas, because he was playing 3 gigs out a weekend, he had to bring them either half a note or a full note down. And that's one thing that I picked up later on, that a lot of local groups right nowadays they don't know that.
Yeah.
And at least some people do, or some singers will notice it and be like, hey, cámbiame el tono. But there'll be some musicians who be like, mejor no tocarla because now I gotta readjust, and they don't just want to readjust.
Yeah, and sometimes people want to sing in notes that they know they can't sing.
Right.
And pues they try, pero no, it doesn't sound good.
Right.
You know, because something that they told me all the time is that you gotta sing in your voice.
Right.
You're not trying to imitate nobody.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody at all. You're trying to sing in your voice. And the thing is, like, for example, I've went to like jam out with some friends.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you know the Legacy Boys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went to jam out
Shout
with
out
them.
to Jesus and Danny.
Saludos. Hell yeah. Yeah, I went to go jam out with them. And the thing about me is that like you know how like you guys that y'all tocar, y'all know the tonadas and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, okay, do or en re or whatever.
Right.
Y pues they asked me that day that I went. I was like I don't know what tonada I'm singing, but I know I sing pretty high.
Right.
And they told me, they're like, oh, okay, well let's try it out. And that day that I went, like I ended up singing like super fucking high.
Mm-hmm.
And then they started smiling because they were like, nah, that shit sounds good.
Yeah.
¿Entiendes? Pero like that happened right there, and like it took a while for them to get in the tonada because of me, because I didn't know what to tell them. ¿Entiendes? Porque, for example, like with the banda, like they already know that I sing más o menos high, not super high, but más o menos high, you know, and they already know what tonada to start in, you know. Mm-hmm. But that's, I guess you could say, because I'm with them all the time.
Right.
Y ensayamos y todo. Y entonces I keep burping, bro.
Nah, you're good. I know it's not.
Nah, yeah, but también I went to go and it's cool también to see people that, like, for example, that they see you on social media. Mm-hmm. They see you, but you don't even know who they are at all. ¿Entiendes? Mm-hmm. Like, for example, like I went to a party with my friend Alexis that I told you about.
Right.
And I believe it was his dad's birthday party.
Mm-hmm.
And it was late. I was already about to go to sleep. And he texted me. He's like, pull up. I'm like, all right, bet. I'll pull up. And I pulled up. Ahí estaba mi primo Lalo y todo. Y and as soon as I went inside, they one of the guys that I didn't even know who it was, because I knew that he was I knew his son. I knew who his son was, but I didn't know that it was his dad, you know? Mm-hmm. And as soon as we walked in, he was like, hey, Pechuga, ¿te vas a echar una rola o qué? And I was like, I've never seen this dude ever in my life, nothing. I was like, either one of two things, like people are talking about me around here and they have me estiman bien, and pues or he's just seeing me around, you know, singing. Y te digo, I ended up going in there and I was just trying to chill for a little bit. I was just like, you know, trying to ease my way in there, because they had a trio, like the Huasteco.
Right?
Yeah, they had one of those. And I ended up, like, you know, I ended up singing later on throughout the day. And the same thing, I told them, I was like, hey, like, I sing high. I don't know what tone I sing, but I sing high. And then I ended up echándome unas rolas ahí con ellos también. Y te digo, batallaron un poco para agarrar la tonada, porque I didn't know what to tell them. But, you know, porque te digo, there's some songs that I can sing pretty high, and there's some songs that I sing low.
Right, it just also depends on the song.
Yeah. Y como me estaban diciendo que, like, aparte from the grupo, they were like, no, que, like, mostly Tierra Caliente music is high. Most of
Yeah,
it is high.
mainly like yeah, majority
Yeah.
of them. It's. I think the only I could be wrong. Well, the
Probably
one
Banda Roja.
Banda Roja is the
They
like
sing
one of
low.
they sing really low, and but yeah, mainly como la de la dinastía,
Betis sus Canarios.
Betis sus Canarios. It's just it, those are the best songs también. My
Yeah.
opinion, those are the best songs. But I mean, but yeah,
It's because
most
it's hard. Like, for example, like, something that I've seen about other singers is because, like, me, when I see somebody sing, I don't just see him sing, dude.
right,
I study them. I'm like,
right,
okay, is he forcing himself? How does he hit this note? Like, how long does he hold it? Like, recently I seen a video of Ricky Recodo.
right,
He held a note so fucking long, dude. Like, and I told my dad, I was like, como que es mucho ya, no? It's
right,
like, it's too much, you know? Like, but everybody has their own style of singing, you know?
right.
Y pues, for example, like me, like, I know I can hold a note that long. I know I can.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, like, will the people like it? You
Right,
know?
right.
Because there's some songs, like, for example, la de Leña de Pirul. When I
Yeah.
first echarme me that one, I fucking held the fuck out of it. I was like, ¿Cuánto quieres? Y luego le said, yeah. Pero, like, the people over here fucking, you know,
Right,
like,
right,
fucking, you know, alterados.
It,
Y pues, it feels good, you
Right.
know? Pero sometimes, you know, in that same bola or whatever, ponle que estén alterados, bien pedos o lo que
Right.
sea. Pero, like, there's probably people like, no, eso ya es mucho la mamada,
Right.
eso ya es mucho, whatever.
Right.
Like,
it's because you gotta find the right time, you know. And
Yeah.
there's some cantantes that like, I mean like depending how el ambiente is, if like it's a song that everybody's feeling,
yeah.
hands down, you're gonna want to do that, you know, because then they'll be like, oh snap, type thing. Pero like if you're doing it in like every 3 other songs, it's like people are gonna start getting tired of it.
Yeah, that's why I try to, like, restrain myself from doing that because I want to do it so bad sometimes.
Right.
And I'm
right.
like, nah, because, like,
You're not
what-
singing just for yourself. You're
Yeah.
singing now for an event.
yeah. And
Yeah.
it's funny because te digo, like, I see videos of, like, El Mimoso and, like, all them guys, you know, the singers that are not new, pero, like, they're pretty known.
Mm-hmm.
And I see them singing and I'm like, damn, like, they andan sosteniendo la nota y le suben y le bajan de tono y todo. And I'm like, damn, like, y te digo, that's what I study, you know, like, I study it because I want to one day be up there, you know?
Right.
Y te digo que you got to study music. Like, for example, like, te digo, a lot of singers, like, nowadays, like, they expect to just hit with anything random. Y luego,
Right.
cuando ya is, like, really, like, to go, I guess you could say, time to
Mhm.
go, no valen, you know?
Right.
Because I've met a couple of people that they told me they knew how to sing. Like, I went to this one party one time también, con la banda, and this one guy said that he could sing, and he started singing con la banda, and it
Mhm.
didn't sound good at all.
Right.
I think it was Cada vez te extraño más.
Oh.
And he tried to hold the note like how I usually hold it, and it didn't come out good because diría one of the guys, his name is Rigo, le decimos el bro ahí de
Mhm.
la banda, and I guess he's called, I don't know if that's what you guys call it, like whenever you do a mariposa or something when you're singing,
Mm-hmm.
and he was trying to do that, but he couldn't do it.
Right.
¿Entiendes? Y también, like, there's a lot, dude, to singing. There's a lot. Because, like, for example, you can sing dry, but sing good.
Right.
But you can also sing, I guess, I don't know how to explain it, ¿me entiendes? But see, like, what's a song that I could hold a note on? Let's see. Like, for example, Caminante.
Right.
You can sing it dry. You can be like, soy un pobre caminante.
Mhm.
And then you can be like, soy un pobre caminante.
As
You
in
hear
darle más sentido
Yeah.
type of thing.
Like, for example, the
Right.
it gives it more, like, I don't know, like, it gives it more emotion.
Right.
You know, like you're
Right.
saying, yeah.
Más sentido.
Yeah, and y te digo, there's people that sing dry, but they sing good.
Right.
Me, personally, I don't think that singing dry sounds good.
Right.
I don't think it sounds good, but that's just my opinion.
Right.
¿Entiendes? I'm not saying, oh, if you sing dry, you sing like shit. I'm not
Right.
saying that. But I'm saying that some songs don't go good like that.
Right.
Like, canciones de amor, canciones así, like, por decir, like, me dijeron una vez, like, if you're gonna sing una canción, si vas a cantar una canción de amor, que se escuche que estás enamorado.
Right,
¿Entiendes? Or, like, if you're hurting, you know, que se escuche una canción de desamor that you're hurting.
Right.
¿Entiendes?
Right.
Y pues, you gotta sing with emotion because, you gotta transmit.
Right.
You gotta transmit. You gotta make people feel the song.
Right. And also, it says a lot about you.
Yeah.
It says a lot about you, as in what type of singer you are. Because I mean, like I said, I mean, you like cuando es una canción de amor and stuff like that. Obviously, this is my opinion. Other people can agree. Is like, yeah, obviously you gotta give that sentido, you know. And a
Yeah.
lot of people singers would like to say is that I start thinking about somebody, or I
Yeah.
start saying thinking about certain things. But
And when
like,
when life hits you, that's when you realizing shit. You know,
yeah,
like you can sing a song, you can sing a song, and then when that shit hits you and it like actually relates to you, then you fucking sing that shit with your heart out, dog.
yep.
And that's the thing because like y también like con amor, you know, like
Hmm.
let's say you fall in love or some shit, right? And you gotta sing a song. Like, for example, bueno, like me that I sing almost every weekend, ¿entiendes?
Right.
And and let's say I fall in love or whatever, right? Like obviously I'm gonna sing a song that more like I'm gonna think about that girl, you
Right.
know? Like and the thing is like something about me is that like I always try to sing with emotion. But
Right.
now imagine like actually being in that emotion is gonna sound way better. You
Right.
know? Y también like, you know, when you're going through a heartbreak or whatever, you gotta fucking, you know,
Right.
be
Right.
like, okay, you know, they did me dirty, they did this, they did that, whatever. Estaba dedicada pa, you know,
You know,
you whoever,
whoever.
you
Right. Right.
know?
Yeah.
Hey, pues it just it takes time for you to realize that, and it could take you know years before you're like, damn, I understand this song now.
Right.
You
Right.
know?
Eventually you're just jamming out to it.
Yeah.
But then it's crazy because honestly, my coworker said the exact same thing to me today. Whenever, because um, I said it a couple times already,
Yeah.
you know, and all my stuff, and I'm pretty sure everybody's gonna start being like, "Dude, get over it."
Yeah.
But I finally told him because I haven't really like only people that know that I quit live performance is like closest people to me and the people who saw the video. And my job nobody knows, but they know I'm a musician and since that coworker hasn't been there, I was like, "Oh, yo, bro. Last week I was having a bad week, you know,
Yeah.
and and what's it called? I didn't talk to nobody at my job, and it's really weird because I talk to everybody at my job. Like they feed off my good vibe.
It's because whenever, for example, like us, you know that I guess you could say like when I got here, then I told you that
Mm-hmm.
like I told Jose I said that like if this shit was like for 4 hours, it's gonna be because I talk a lot. He said he talks a lot, so you know like people see that. You know,
Right.
like they're around you so much. They're like, okay, well, he's always, you know, hyperactive. He's
Right.
always playing around, shit like that. You know,
Mm-hmm.
gracioso todo. So whenever we put our serious face on, they're like, okay, what's wrong? Because he's
Right.
not like this, you know.
Right.
And when people like actually know you, they know exactly like what's going on. You know, like
Right.
estás pensativo or
Right.
estás agüitado, lo que sea.
And it's crazy because it wasn't until this supervisor that I barely talk. Like I always say hi to her like from far away. And so she got me thinking, you know. She literally diagnosed me just by
Yeah.
seeing me, dude. And she told me like you're not at peace and you're not happy with yourself. And then like, yeah, your heart is it's somewhere, right? Your heart is there, pero
Yeah.
my head isn't there.
Yeah.
And only I can decide and only I can figure out why I'm not there. You know, even if like let's say we were best friends, you know, I can say that
Yeah.
you were really good friends, but I can tell you I can be up to come up to you and be like, Pechuga, what's wrong with me?
Yeah.
And you're gonna be like, you're sad, but I mean I don't know why.
Yeah.
You don't know what was causing that.
It's because only you as a person, only yourself, only you know what's going on in your head. ¿Me entiendes?
Right.
Like people will see you like they'll see you and they ask, pero como tú dices, like they won't know exactly. You can tell them a short story. Okay, well this happened or this happened, but only deep down you know what's
right.
going on. ¿Me entiendes?
Right.
Y pues that's whenever you're te pones pensativo because you, for example, let's say you have nobody, dude.
Right.
You're alone. Like you're just you and your thoughts, dude. And like you can't really do nothing. Like like for example, me, like when I felt that way, because there was a
Mhm.
certain time in my life, like a couple years ago, where I felt that way.
Right.
And when I felt that way, dude, I would sit in my truck at downtown, dude.
Right.
I would sit in my truck at downtown, and I would always tell God, I'd be like, why me?
Right.
You know, And like, cause at that time I felt like God was the only way out.
Right.
Cause I felt that God was the only one that had my
Understood.
back,
Right.
pues,
Right.
yeah.
Right.
And it got to that point, dude, where I was like, I can't hit nobody up, cause I know
Right.
they ain't not gonna relate to me.
Right.
I was like, okay, God, why me? You know.
Right.
And I was trying to, like, I guess you could say in a way, pray and talk to him, and ask why he
Right.
was doing things that I guess you could say were making me feel that type of way.
Mm-hmm.
And pues it gets hard. It
Right.
gets hard.
It gets really hard.
Yeah,
And it wasn't until I also, like, after I spoke to that person and they're like, okay, I started thinking, I was like, okay, what is wrong with me?
yeah,
And to the point where, like, as in, like, I've had plans for myself for the past 2 years, right? But I never executed them because, you know, I never really thought of the problem. I never even thought there was a problem. To the point where it was until recently, only people that know you really well can tell.
yeah,
As in, like, that's not the person I know. I mean, like, as in, like, as in, like I said, my heart's there. Everything's here, you know?
yeah,
But, like, my head hasn't been there for a while. As in, like, not so long, but I haven't been in, like, my head. It's been elsewhere for past couple months, but I never knew why.
Es que se te junta todo,
Right.
dude. Se te junta todo. You think let's say you're going through something.
Right.
You're going through something on your own, and then something else happens. Doesn't even have to do anything with what's going on in your head.
Right.
Something else happens, and then something else, and then you just get frustrated, dude. You get fucked up. You're like, damn, like,
Right.
why
Like-
is this happening?
Like, literally, it got to the point where I had a lot of these things that I wanted to do, like this podcast. I've been wanting to do a podcast for a while now, and I always had an excuse. And it literally got to the point where, like, the last couple months where, like, I would get home and I would lay down.
Yeah,
And my excuse was always like, I'm tired from work. But everybody works. But a lot
Yeah.
of people still moving, you know? So I didn't really think about it until these past couple of days where, like, I've been cruising down, like, literally from Salisbury, and then I go all the way to freaking Charlotte and then go back to Salisbury,
Yeah.
just, you know, because it's peaceful. And so I was thinking really well. And I realized, as in, because, like, that person, that supervisor, like, it can be the smallest thing ever,
yeah,
and only you can figure it out. And it was music. And it's crazy because I love music. You know,
Yeah.
It's a big part of me. And I started thinking to the point where why did I even start doing music in the first place? I was going through a rough path. It put me back to the right direction, and so I kept doing it, you know, because I got decent at it.
yeah,
And entonces it went on for a couple of years, and obviously, I mean, I was already at a good place. You know, I was fine. I was already in a good path. You know, I wasn't doing anything malo. And literally, like, all this stress that I had with music for the past couple months, well, literally past year, but it started with the year before that.
yeah,
But it slowly started building up to the point where, like, it was unnoticeable. It was there, but it was barely being noticeable until, like, these last couple weeks or months. I'm not sure. Pero sí se me juntó todo.
yeah,
Se me juntó todo to the, like, I had the weight to the point where, like, at that time when you're young and you start doing something, it's a distraction because obviously you don't know who you are. So
yeah,
entonces it's just a distraction. But now that I'm older, it's like I was going through so much, as in, like, I had so much in my head that was literally because of music. To the point where, like, I was talking to that coworker today. I was like, dude, music was like my getaway, as in, like, I can lean on it and I could solve my problems.
You see, the thing is, sorry to interrupt you.
No,
bro,
you're good.
But like, for example, like, us that been, I guess you could say, that grew up with music, we actually, like, lo desciframos.
Right,
Like, we don't just listen to music just to listen to it.
right,
¿Me entiendes? because we listen to music that makes us feel some type of way.
Right.
You know, kind of like whenever los marihuanos escuchan sus rolas, they make them feel, you know,
Right,
así,
right. Like
volando por los aires or
yes,
whatever.
sir.
But it's kind of the same thing, you know, when you're
Right.
going through something and somebody writes a song about what you're going through, that shit hits.
Right. It
You know?
hits. Yeah.
And then you're just like, you're thinking, y por decir, like how you said, like I used to do the same shit. I used to go to Charlotte,
Right.
go una vuelta
Una
nomás.
vuelta, right.
But the thing is, like, when I tell people, oh, I'll go for a cruise or whatever, but I would just like, I wouldn't grab my phone. I wouldn't do nothing. I would just enjoy just driving, peace of mind, listening to music, dude.
Right.
And it could be any type of music.
Right.
As long as the lyrics were good, I could relate to them,
Right.
and it would
Right.
make me feel, you know, at peace,
Right.
because I was like, okay, well, nothing's bothering me, nothing's like, you know, like damn, like making me overthink type
Right.
shit. Y todo, like I'm just at peace,
Right.
you know.
And so like whenever I finally decided, I was like, cause like initially I was gonna take a break last year, and como llegó la oportunidad, cause we won for the long we were struggling for a singer after you
Yeah.
quit. Like dude, I needed another singer with Ishmael, and cause like I said, Ishmael has his repertorio in songs que le queden muy bien, but there's other singers que también, you know, they need to sing the other ones, you know, that we have.
Yeah.
And that guy finally hit me up. He was like, "Hey, bro, I know te quedé mal año pasado, so like, you know, let's work together." Entonces, it didn't let me execute my plan, as in like I wanted to take a break of it. Entonces, I saw the opportunity, like, okay, I hopped on it. Never did I ever thought that was gonna be the whole thing, to where I literally went to a dark place.
Yeah.
As in, like, I was trying to improve the grupo because, you know, I had all this invested, and at the end it didn't work out. As in, like, the whole grupo, I feel like it just went downhill, and then it tore up. But who gets hit the most? The guy who literally put his everything into it. You know, his heart, his time, his dedication, and obviously money. Pero since I was so in my head, as in like, I have this audio, I gotta use it, you know, se va a echar perder. But it's material, as in like, I can easily just sell it. I'm not gonna make what I probably paid for it, but it's just like, I can easily just sell it. And so when I finally decided, and I started doing everything else that I been wanting to do, like this podcast, go to the gym, go back to it, I'm at peace. You know, I'm finally at peace. You know, I feel like a whole again. Pero like, it's crazy, because at the end, you know, I was really passionate with music, and like at one point, like, it put me to the right direction. But never did I ever thought that it was gonna be my prison. You know, and it's not necessarily music. It's just the stage. You know, just being out there, because it's a huge sacrifice.
It's because sometimes también, like you, I guess you could say you think that music is your only way out,
Right.
and sometimes, like, como tú dijiste, it's like a prison, you know,
right.
like
like Ishmael said it best the other day in a podcast. It was like, music is a blessing and it's a curse.
Yeah.
So
Because sometimes, like, for example, like, te digo, también, like, I can relate to you también by saying that, like, I was really dedicated to my music, you know. Y te digo, something went on in my life where I didn't want to do music no more at all. I was like, nah, fuck music, fuck all this, fuck everything. You know, I was like, no, I don't want to do shit. You know, I just want to, dirías tú, like, get home, go to sleep, next day go to work, the same thing. You know, I didn't want to do nothing. And y te digo, like, my friends didn't let me, I guess you could say, get to that point where, okay, like, nah. They would tell me, like, nah, like, you got to get back into it and stuff like that. But certain scenarios led to certain things, you know?
Right.
Like, I started hitting the gym and stuff like that. Not anymore, because I fucked myself up, actually. And it's not even, like, for example, like we can laugh about it and everything, but it was, like, serious, dog. It was serious, dude. Because, like, even my friend Alexis, like, if you're watching this, bro, like, I appreciate you, dog, porque neta, like, I was, like, borderline, almost like death, dog.
Right.
And like, long story short, pues, like, we would go to the gym, I got obsessed with it. I was like, I'm losing weight. I was like, yeah, I'm about to do everything and shit like that. But it got to the point where like I hit a plateau. You know what a plateau is? No.
No.
Basically, like when you go, well, I learned that también from Alexis. Pero a plateau is basically like when you go to the gym and you're just doing like regular routine and you hit a plateau, is like you can't lose weight no more. You have to intensify your workout or intensify your diet or whatever to keep on losing weight. So my dumb ass stopped eating, like completely dumb, like completely. And my mom would get mad. My dad was like, "Das pendejo y todo," and I'll be like, pues I'm trying to lose weight. I was like, I'm trying to lose weight. I'm trying to look good for myself, feel good about myself. And it got to the point where I started getting abdominal pains, dog. And I was like, nah. I was like, nah, it's nothing.
Right.
And I would go to the gym with Alexis, and I would tell him, I'd be like, hey, bro, like, hey, like, my stomach hurts, bro. I ain't gonna lie. He's like, es que no estás comiendo, güey. He was like, neta, güey. I remember these words. He was like, that shit was funny because he was like, neta, güey, si no me haces caso, te voy a mandar a la verga, neta.
Right.
And I was like, nah, bro, like, dead ass, like, y nomás me quedaba de a 6, yo. And I was just like, nah, like, and I was like, and it's funny that we laughed because there was one time we were at the gym, and he was like, yo, I heard about some fat burners and shit like that. And it's funny because we could joke about it and shit like that. Because as soon as he said that, I was like, all right, where do I go buy him? I was like, where? And he was like, chill, bro. I said, let me try him out for a week or some shit. Let me see how it makes me feel and stuff.
Right.
And he can tell you, like, if you ever ask him or whatever, just be like, hey, what happened with Pechuga on the fat burner pills? Pero literally next day, dude, because he told me, he was like, nah, because it can have benefits and it can have like his disadvantages.
Right.
And I didn't listen. Next day I was over here fucking in Walmart. Shit, which one's the best one? Let me see. That ass. And it got to that point, dude. I was taking a shit ton of vitamins, bro, and fucking fat burners, and like I got in a place mentally where I was like, okay, this shit's working because I'm losing weight. I was like, this shit's working. Let me keep on going.
Right.
And it got to a point where I was like I was working out, and like I was working out by myself, and I was doing squats, I think, and I was trying to go heavy on it, and like I did one, and then I got up and I got like super fucking sharp pain, like I couldn't even I couldn't even move ni nada, and I started like it started hurting real bad.
Right.
And I would always tell Alexis, I'll be like, nah, bro, like, that shit hurts y todo, pero ya ni me hacía caso porque he knew that I wasn't, listening to his advice.
Right.
Y pues ya nomás me decía, nah, literally me decía, ya ni te voy a decir nada, güey. He's like, ya ni haces caso.
Right.
And I was like, pues, it got to the point where my mom, like, she forced me to go to the hospital. And we went to the hospital and they ended up connecting me and shit, dude. And they were saying that
serious, right?
Yeah, they were saying that what they told us is that my blood wasn't flowing correctly no more, and that I was I went into starvation mode or something like that, and they were saying that I was borderline about to be anorexic. You know what anorexic is,
right?
Where like you can't. She was telling me, she was like, you were borderline where to like if you even tried to eat a peanut, you would throw it up.
Oh, right.
And like that thing is serious because she said that if I would have got to that point, then I wouldn't have lived that long because imagine, bro, like you force your body to, like, I guess you could say, go into starvation mode,
right?
But you're not feeding it daily, and then you're drinking over here protein powder and fucking pre-workout and just going to the gym and constantly, your body gets fucked up. That's because people gotta eat,
right?
Regardless,
gotta,
like you can eat healthy and you can eat unhealthy, but you gotta eat regardless,
right?
So yeah, after that day, dude, like, I got scared. I was like, damn, like, I really about fucked myself up. I did fuck myself up, but, not to, like, gravedad.
Right.
But after that day, te digo, I was just chilling out and todo, like, just chilling. Y me mandan mensaje de la nada. And there was a trombonero from the Suprema. And keep in mind, I wasn't doing music at all for, like, maybe.
So this was after you, Alta.
Yeah, after. Porque te digo, I went into, like, a point in my life where I was like, me vale verga todo, right? Y te digo, I'm gonna hit the gym, do this, do that. Y te digo, he hit me up out of nowhere porque their singers had se habían apartado, pues they had like left the group and they needed a singer. And I ended up like he hit me up and we followed each other on Instagram. His name is German. And we followed each other on Instagram y todo. Y I was like, oh well, I don't really know him like that, but whatever. And he was like, you want to try out for a band? And pues in my head, I'm like, okay, a band, you know. In my head, the first thing that came up was Alta Resistencia.
Right.
I was like, okay, well maybe it's like Alta Resistencia. I was like, oh, so like a grupo or like una banda.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, no, a full banda.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, which banda is it? La Suprema. And I was like, oh shit, I think I've heard it before.
Yeah, right.
And we ended up setting a date and time y todo, and I ended up going. And it's funny that you say that, the El Caminante, because that's one of the first songs that I sang with them.
Yeah, you even
And,
uploaded it.
Yeah, and they told me, porque like, como todo, pues, like, every group has their repertorio,
Right.
right? And I know a couple songs from El Recodo here and there, you know, that I actually know by memoria.
Mm-hmm.
And when they started throwing songs at me that I didn't know, that they said they were classics, I was like, damn. I was like, I have never heard this song in my life.
Right.
Dude. Like, right now, my repertorio is probably like around, like, que me sepa, like, la tonada y todo. Maybe no me sé la letra, like, bien. I still use my phone de vez en cuando or whatever.
Right.
Most of the time, almost now.
Right, right.
But, like, it's because it's fucking hard to learn so many songs, dude. And then
yeah, it's really hard.
We practice every week a new one.
Right.
So, I have, like, around, like, 80 songs that
Right.
que ellos podrían decir, hey, échate esta, and improvise, pero, you know, si sale.
Yeah.
Y
That's why one thing, for a tip as a musician, singer, whatever, y'all need to learn how to improvise. Because most of the shows is you're improvising. Yeah, you know the songs and whatnot, but at the heat of the moment, it's like you that's all you're doing, just improvising.
Y lo que me enoja, bro, sometimes me enojo because, like, somebody will come up to you, bro. Hey, you know this song? No, we don't know it. No, no echamos. ¿Cómo no se la van a echar? ¿Cómo no se la saben? ¿Cómo
Right.
no? And then, like, I asked them that they've been with the banda way longer than me. Like, they were in a banda, I think, called La Santa Fe in
Mhm.
Mexico, in Guanajuato. Some of them were. And I tell them the song, and they're like, no, esa rola nunca la hemos escuchado. And I'm like, no, pues este dice que no la sabemos, que no sé. Él dice, él sabe de nuestro repertorio, ¿eh?
Right.
You know? And I'm like, dude, I never heard that fucking song in my life.
Right.
Like, sometimes I get mad because, but it's like, there's a lot, us as músicos, that we go through on a day-to-day basis, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when we go to tocadas, we're risking a lot of things, dude.
Right.
And sometimes te digo, like, se enoja la gente, bro. Like,
Yeah.
if you tell them no, some people, like, are hard-headed. They cannot take no for an answer.
Yeah, I know.
Like, one time, this guy came up to us to ask for maybe, like, the same song probably, like, around 8 times, dude.
Right.
And we kept telling them we don't have that song. They're like, pues ahí nomás la improvisan o lo que sea. And they were like, we don't even know how to entrar. We don't know how to do nothing.
Right.
We don't know that song at all. We haven't never heard that song before.
Right.
And I was like, damn, like, I wish I knew every song in the world, but it's
Right,
not
but
possible.
It's not
dude.
possible. Yeah.
Pues,
'Cause there's no point in knowing all the songs, because I feel like if a group already has a good repertorio, I mean, there's probably gonna be here and there where people really like a certain song, and like, but most of the time it's like las more really classic ones. But like, what's it called? There's no point in knowing all the songs in the world, because once you already like have a good ambiente and a good like list of repertorio, I'm not saying don't learn them, but
yeah.
like la gente casi no te molesta, you know, unless it's like a really really good song and like they really want it.
Yeah.
Pero también they can't expect us to know all of them. We're not computers.
Nah, yeah. It's because
Yeah.
te digo, like, sometimes te digo se ponen borrachos, and that's whenever
It's mainly, yeah.
like we went to a tocada, bro. También, like, it was in I forgot where. I think Monroe. No, Burlington, bro. Burlington, North Carolina. And we went, y ese día, bro, se pusieron like señoras y like everything bien pedas, bro.
Right.
They were over here like asking us to sing norteñas, bro, but we're a banda. And I'm like, bro, like, y ya estaban pedas, te digo, ya, like, cuando uno anda pedo, like, sometimes you don't know what you're saying, pero like when I came in, like, traje las chelas, te dije, like, los niños y los borrachos dicen la verdad.
Yeah.
Y pues they were just saying like, no, que igual, no, ¿cómo no te puedes echar esta rola? Que es una clásica y todo. Yeah, it might be a classic for a norteña, but not for a banda song,
right.
you know? Y como, it comes back to the point where if you have a good repertorio, like, yeah, you can add songs to it and stuff like that, pero como tú dices, si están en el ambiente and somebody, for example, let's say they're doing cumbias, right? And somebody comes ask for like gitanía, you're not going to stop the cumbias if everybody's dancing to sing like gitanía, you know? Y pues así es, like, for example, like, ahorita una que ha estado pegando que, like, it was my idea, was that de Leche con Flakes. I don't know if you heard that one.
Dude, it's funny. That song just cracks me up. I mean, it's a hit.
Yeah, because, like, when I when I heard that song on TikTok, bro, I heard it and I was like, this shit's fucking bumping. I was like,
Right.
like not necessarily the song is good, but the
Right.
song is trending.
Right.
And I was like, and I would go through the comments and they were like, oh, we need this in version banda, we need this.
Mhm.
And I was like, okay, well, and I told one of the higher ups, I was like, hey, we should sacar this song. Like I was talking to him serious too. Like, hey, we should sacar this song. It's called Leche con Flakes. Ah, déjate de mamadas, güey. Dice, no, es una mamada.
Typical musician.
And then
yeah.
I told him, I was like, no, neta, que mucha gente está diciendo que hay que sacarla de Leche con Flakes. And then he was like, ah, fuck it. No, está puro, estás güey, right? Something that he says a lot is el compa Lalo, le dicen mudo. He's like, está loco, ¿qué? But yeah, we ended up going to practice one day and they didn't know what song to rehearse. And I was like, Fierro, la de Leche con Flakes, Fierro. And then I don't know what got into him. He was like, Fierro, Leche con Flakes. I was like, all right, bet. So we started the song, right. And like, I didn't even know how the song went ni nada, because I was just, I guess you could say, chingando y chingando para que sacáramos. Right. Pero
que like, papel el baño. Yeah, that song.
And we ended up, like te digo, we ended up estrenando la desguantocada, and everybody liked it. Right. Everybody liked it. They were like, oh shit, you know, y todo eso. And it was actually like, it was one of those songs where like, you know how when you like you know that, for example, you're just like, okay, this song, I want to sacar this song, but I don't know if it'll hit. Right. You know? Y pues como tú dijiste that in Ishmael's podcast que like las norteñas, y'all were having bad luck with them, right? Yeah. And then that day of the tocada, that y'all had good luck, you know? Right. So it just depends on which songs, I guess you could say, are played and right. who is feeling it. Right. Y pues te digo, that song, pues gracias a Dios, it not like, oh, we got famous with it. Right, right. But, you know, at the parties.
La gente responde bien to that song. It's crazy because, like, me as a musician, and it's also a burden on us musicians, as in, like, that like to put, like, a lot of sentido, a lot of complexity into the songs. Where, like, the most cheesiest songs are the ones that get siempre end up trending. Mm-hmm. And like that one, and I remember a coworker had asked me about it if I knew that one. I was like, nah. I reacted the same way as the one guy, reacted. I reacted, oh my gosh, and I got into the whole conversation with like, I really hate when songs like these like lanza también con el that one of the songs es una norteña, una cumbia norteña the little troquita song.
Oh yeah, I think
the one that starts with the
mi toquita. It's like a cumbia, no?
Yeah.
Norteña, yeah.
It songs like that, it's just like the ones that are like, dang, dude, it's like, I mean, de por sí, I mean, something, but like to start trending, I don't really kind of like, I don't care about making it like far, right? Yeah. Well, I never cared, you know, it was never something I wanted, but like it just bums me out because like the most like songs que no tienen chiste are the ones I always like.
Yeah, I'm gonna interrupt you on that because I feel like, I don't know why, dude, but I don't know if you can agree with me on this, but like most of the songs nowadays that hit, dude, aren't even good, dude, and the singers aren't even good either. Right. Like a lot of people are gonna hate me for this, but I don't think that new guy Xavi, I don't think he sings good. At all. Really? At all. I don't think so.
If I'm honest with you, I don't even know who that is.
Well, right now, like, that's why I say, like, there's people like me that don't like him. There's people that right. That like him. Right. You know? Like, right now, I think he's, like, top number one right now. Right. Pero, personally, out of mine, a lot of people gonna hate me. Yeah, a lot of people gonna hate me and shit like that. But, you know, like, a long time ago, I don't care what people think about me.
Then again, we also live in a society where, like, it's crazy because we all can have opinions, but we always get backlash from our opinions. So it's like, what's the point of it being an opinion if y'all still gonna get mad? So it's like, that's why when things like that, like I mean, I understand your opinion, you know, as in like, and I respect it. Me personally, I don't even know who that is.
Yeah, it's because like I told one of my friends, I was like, bro, if you put one of those new singers like to sing a good song, a classic song, right, where you actually have to sing, they won't sing it. Mm-hmm. For example, like, there's some singers that can. Right. There's some singers that can, but there's some singers that te digo, personally, I don't think that they can. Right. Like, I don't know if you heard of Chino Pacas. There's some songs that he's good. You heard of him before? No. Well, for example, there's some songs that he sings good, but he sings super low. Right. Y te digo, like, it's just like everybody has their fan base. You
Yeah.
know, like you
Yeah.
said, everybody, they're like, no, pues Chino Pacas canta bien chingón y
Right.
todo. You know? And then there's going to be people that say que Javi sings good, better than him, or lo que sea. You
Mm-hmm.
know? Pero, like, it's funny that we're talking about this because I seen a TikTok the other day. And it was Fuerza Regida. You know who that is, right?
Yeah, I know
Fuerza
that.
Regida. Okay. So they posted a song,
Mm-hmm.
but this song is already out, right?
Mm-hmm.
This song is already out. And the comments were like flushed. They were saying like, "Oh, drop it already. Drop it. You know, this song is fire. This song is fire." And there was people responding. They're like, "Now I can see that y'all are just hopping on that y'all are just, you know, glazing dirían por
Mm-hmm.
ahí. They're just glazing cuz this song's been out. And y'all
Right.
just saying it cuz he's posting it now. He's
Right.
promoting it now." And there's a lot of people like that. They're like, "Oh, well, this is trending. Let me listen to it." You
Right.
know? Like for example, like Hermanos Espinosa, you heard of them?
Mm-hmm.
They've been trending también, and they actually sing pretty good. But like the thing is that there's some people that they listen to what everybody else is listening to, and they go to listen to them.
Right.
They don't even like it. They just listen to it just because everybody else is listening to it.
Right.
Like me, like you're gonna hear me, you know, bumping old corridos like Chalino, fucking like all the time,
Right.
and I'm
right.
never gonna change that. But why? Because I don't like to follow trends.
Right.
Like yeah, sometimes there's trends that come up, like for example, they say like a song or something, and the song's actually really good.
Right.
You know, like for example, like "Que onda perdida," like that
Mhm.
one started trending, but that song's actually good.
Mm-hmm.
But there's some songs that are complete shit. Sorry to say, but they're complete shit, dude. And people like them. People say
Right.
that they're the best song, you know, like. And then they start comparing them to other people that are
Right.
classics, and they're like, "No, he sings better than this guy." Like I've seen people say that there's some grupillos around here that not around here pues, but like famous pues
Right.
or whatever, que sing better than Ariel Camacho. That there's some that sing better than Chalino, que no sé
Right.
qué tanto. But those are like legends, dude.
Right.
And you can't really compare them to like, you know, like you can't compare, you know, Fuerza Regida to Marco Antonio Solis, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So like it there's levels to it because there's people who can actually sing and there's people that just sing for money.
Right.
They sing
Right.
for fame. They sing for, you know, viejas, whatever.
Right.
And that's whenever you got to see it. Like they do. Like me, I don't do it for the money. And I want you to tell everybody what I told you the very first time that I came.
Yeah.
And
Like literally, whenever I told him like, because obviously local bands, as in especially un grupo que está empezando, is like yeah, the one thing that like comes with this the music stuff is like yeah, you get paid for it, but obviously it's hard as in like como un encargado like try to cobrar bien, but la gente no quiere pagar, and so I straight up told Pechuga like, hey Pechuga, I can only give you this much starting off, pero you know as we go on, because I saw potential with Pechuga, as we go on, I mean I can start giving you a little bit more. And first thing Pechuga's doing, like, dude, I'm not doing it for the money. You don't gotta pay me. I was like, dude, no. I mean, you're still giving your time. I gotta pay you something. Pero it's crazy.
It's because I seen it. I saw it whenever you texted me. I was like, I gotta go because I gotta learn.
Right.
Because like I told you from the start, like I always like to learn.
Right.
I've never like if somebody gives me an opportunity to learn something new, I want to learn it.
Right.
Like even Henry told me, he's like, nah, bro. He's like, anything that I can learn that somebody else knows how to do, I'm gonna try to learn it.
Right.
And why? Because you can do a lot of shit by knowing a lot of things to do. Like, okay, well, do you need this? Nah, I already know how to do it.
Right.
¿Me entiendes? Like, for example, I don't know if you've seen the YouTube videos that I do and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Y pues, like, when I first started them, you know, like, I already knew how to edit them and everything because I used to do those videos.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I just didn't, like, the same with you. I didn't know what the people would think about me.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, nah, I ain't gonna drop it. Like, I ain't gonna
Right.
do this, I ain't gonna do that. But now, like, for example, like, there's a family member de la banda. It's a little kid.
Mm-hmm.
And they said that every single day he's watching all those videos. Every single day.
Oh, damn.
So, like, that makes me feel good inside because I'm like, damn, so I'm entertaining, you know, a young kid where maybe hopefully one day he wants to be in a banda or something.
Right.
And he sees the, you know, the emotion that, you know, the relajo, todo that goes
Right.
into the banda. You know, porque te digo, like, I don't know if you take it disrespectful or anything, but, like, every grupo is a whole different, like, world, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if I were to compare Alta Resistencia with the banda, bro, it's like the moon and the sun, bro.
Right. Right.
Why? because it's a whole different audience. It's a whole different. It's everything. And don't get me wrong, porque te digo, like with Alta Resistencia, it was good, but it was a different, aspect
Right.
of it.
Aspect.
And then it's different.
It's
Pero,
different, right?
yeah, but it just takes a lot for you to switch, ¿me entiendes?
Mhm.
Because like, but it's here, like I told you earlier, like if you fuck up with the banda, they know it was you,
Right.
Y pues and regardless, even if you're a singer, like if you fuck up, they know.
They know.
They
right,
know.
Right.
Y como yo te dije, it's
Yeah,
weird.
Dude, I mean, honestly, it's crazy because most of the questions that I was trying to like come up with, like I was like, because honestly, the point of this whole podcast is literally to know my music community around me, and people that I respect and people that I just came across through this whole thing, and like one thing about a lot of people would tell me like, oh yeah, come up with a lot of good questions. Like, dude, for me, I'm just gonna do it as cotorreo, as in like you get to know
Yeah.
more in cotorreo, because if you're asking questions or if you have a question, it's
It's like an interview.
it's like an interview. But then again, it's like if you have a set of list of like of a lot of questions, one, you don't know what to ask. So when it's a cotorreo, a lot of things just come out.
Yeah.
Like just some things as in like you like it probably wasn't even on your question list and you're just like, oh shoot.
And it's funny because like when we got here, he told me that he asked El compa Chris
The compa Chris
for some questions. He was and he said that Chris told him. I guess maybe Chris knew that I talk a lot or something. But what did he tell you? What did he tell
He
you?
told me when he gets here, don't talk to him. As in
At
like
all.
ni los saludes. I'm like, dang dude, I can't
And
do that.
dead ass. When we got here, as soon as I got here, I started talking. Dead ass. And I told him, I was like, we gotta save this for the podcast because I know I talk a lot.
Right. And I was like, we'll just touch back on it. But it's crazy. But most of the questions that I was gonna ask you is like literally you answered throughout the whole podcast. But one thing that still kind of I wanna know is the fact how what got you into the music, cause most things, well, when people want to answer that question, like, oh yeah, my dad was a musician, so it's like it comes from a generation thing.
Yeah.
So do you even have anybody that's in the music world?
Family wise, no, I don't.
So
And
you're
it's-
literally the only one.
It's like in Mexico, like there's like family friends that do it, but like así like que diga no, pues le tiró a lo grande, no,
Right.
because like that's something that my dad always tells me. He's like, no sé de dónde chingados sacaste cantantes y
Right.
nadie de la familia es cantante.
Right.
Y pues it's crazy because like I told you, nobody ever taught me anything.
Mm-hmm.
I've always just looked at videos and stuff like that,
Right.
and I enjoyed singing. You
Mhm.
know, I do it with a passion. Same like how I told you that one day. I was like, I don't do it for the money. I
Mhm.
don't do it for the money at all. Y pues like yeah, there's a lot of ways to make money in the music industry, and,
Right.
and I know you know that you draw music, you draw videos, whatever.
Right.
But I don't see it that way because I wanna one day, be up there and then, let the money make itself.
Right,
¿Me
right.
entiendes? Like you just work and work and work, and I don't know if you know Carlos Arabia. Carlos Arabia, he used to sing for El Recodo. He used to sing with El Mimoso, with El Recodo.
Maybe
in the day.
I gotta see him in order to know who he
Yeah,
is.
I hit him up out of nowhere. He's got like 100 and something thousand followers
Right.
on Instagram. I hit him up out of nowhere, dude. I was like, pues de chingadera me responde. And I told him to, like, if he could mandarnos un saludo, right? Y pues de la nada he hits me up. He's like, Simón, te lo mando. I'm like, oh shit. And he sent it to me. And then I was like, okay, well, now that we're here, I'm asking for some advice. I was
Right.
like, a ver, you know what? I told him, I was like, hola, ¿cómo estás, don Carlos Arabia? Nomás le quería preguntar qué es, like, qué consejos me puede dar para hacerla en grande.
Mm-hmm.
And he just told me, like, he sent me a long message, and I was like, damn, like, he's actually giving me a consejo.
Right.
And basically what he told me, long story short, is that you just got to work,
Mm-hmm.
and the opportunities will come to you.
Right.
And that I've seen it, dude, like, I've proven it, I
Mhm.
guess, because, like, I was doing my own thing, you hit me up.
Mm-hmm.
I was doing my own thing, the banda hit me up. You know, and I was just doing my own thing. I wasn't really focusing on, because I was a shy kid.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, even to this day, like, I still remember, like, when we went to the Kermes over there in St. James. I
St.
think.
James, right.
And we went, And there was that one guy that was y'all's friend. I don't remember who it was, but he was back there with us. And I had just drank a Red Bull. And he was like, "Oh, you're nervous?" And I was like, "Nah, I'm not." But deep down, bro, I was nervous as hell, dude. Dead ass.
Right.
And like Ismail said, like a lot of people think that you don't get nervous, bro. But sometimes, like for example, like if you got like some bye weeks or something,
Right.
and you don't sing for a lot. Right now, we hadn't sang for like almost the whole January.
Right. So trying to get back into it.
And you're trying to get back into it, and
you're
then
gonna
like
get nervous.
you get a little nervous. You're like, fuck, like lo que sea. Pero like that's your job. That's what you
Right.
gotta do. If you want to really want to make it, you gotta like I tell a lot of people that I've worked with, I've always told them like, if you don't believe yourself, nobody else will believe you.
Right.
Why? Because you gotta believe that you're gonna make it one day. You gotta act like it,
Right.
Como dijo este Ishmael that I gave that a raw image. I don't know what that means. What does that mean? Like or long. Cause I took it as like I try to show that I belong up there.
Right.
But
as in like I feel like I could be wrong, and maybe one day Ishmael will explain it better. But like, as in like his way of being, like Pechuga gave his raw image as Pechuga, as in like the way you did things, it was Pechuga,
Yeah.
So that's how I kind of took it. Hold on, just give me a quick second. But let me see.
No, yeah, cause when I try to like get up on stage, I try to show people that I belong up there.
Right.
Cause there's a lot of people that go up on stage and they're like, no, me da nervios y todo eso. Like, shout out to my sección, el Alexis. It's another Alexis.
Oh,
right?
damn.
And he sings with me. And I don't know if he minds me talking about him aquí in the podcast, pero I don't think so. But I always tell him, I'm like, bro, like, you got a lot of room for improvement.
Right.
And I've told him this all the time. And I always tell him this. I'm like, bro, no es que yo me crea más que tú, right? And I tell him all the time. Like, even he tells me sometimes, he's like, Mimoso Junior, ¿cómo andas? Shit like that.
Right.
But I don't take it as like, oh, he thinks that I'm better than him. And I've told him, I was like, I'm not better than you, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, there's some songs that I can sing that maybe you can't sing, but the same goes for you. There's some songs that you can sing that I may not be able to sing.
Right.
And I always tell him, I'm like, bro, like I even called him the other day and I was like, bro, like, you got to get your shit together, basically. Because I was like, if you really see yourself, like I asked him, I was like, where do you see yourself, like in the music, like 5 years from now? And he was like, nah, well, I see myself, being up there and stuff like that. And I told him, I was like, yeah, well, if you see yourself being up there, you got to, work for it. It's not going to just fall into your hands. You got to improve. You got to be better. You got to do this. You got to do that. You got to ensayar y todo. Because, like, te digo, like, I don't know what he thinks about how I sing. Pero, like, te digo, he sings good. He sings real good. Some songs he sings real good. Pero, it gets to the point where, like, I tell him, like, échale más ganas, because I know you can sing good. You just sometimes don't want to,
Right.
And like I get it sometimes, like maybe, pero te digo, only he knows what he's going through,
right?
And sometimes maybe he's going through something, and that's why he doesn't sing it as good as how he used to sing it.
Right, for sure.
And it just gets to that point where like I said, like I told him, I was like, yeah, bro, like I don't think I'm better than you. I was like, I'm not better than anyone. And it goes for everybody. I don't think I'm better than anybody. And I like, when I saw your podcast that you said I was good, I appreciate it, bro.
Right.
Y te digo, there's a lot of people that think that way. And they tell me, and like I told you from the start, when we got here, I don't believe in the hype myself.
Right.
And there's people like, nah, que cantas bien chingón, and you shouldn't even be here. You should be over there. But I don't believe it, because when people start believing in shit like that, es cuando se hacen creídos. Ya no se hacen humilde, bro.
Yeah.
And I try to be as humble as I can,
right.
and I try to help as much people as I can. Like people ask me, for example, like about my truck. They tell me, hey, what you doing to your truck? This, like that. And I nunca le niego a response to nobody. I always tell them, like, hey, bro, I've done this and done that. Y te digo, like, se siente culero when you tell somebody, like, you help them out or whatever, or you talk to them así regular, y luego you have somebody else come and they tell you, hey, nah, he's talking shit about you,
Yeah.
And then it feels like shit, because you're like, damn, I'm being nice to this person, right? And then I meet up with him, whatever, oh, ¿cómo estás, compa, y todo. but then behind your back they're talking shit, and then that's whenever you're like, damn, you know. Pero at the same time, I'm not gonna change, you know,
Right.
because I'm still gonna treat them the same way I
Right.
treated them from the start. I'm not gonna be like, hey, you're talking shit, whatever,
Right.
porque uno no es problemático, you know. I've never liked to get into problems. I've never, you know, because I always try to refrain myself from that, you know. And
Mm-hmm.
I just I treat everybody with respect
Mm-hmm.
because I expect the respect back,
Right.
you know. Y te digo, there's a couple people that, you know, that I grew up with, like el compa David. Saludos to compa David. He always told me that, and he texted me recently actually, and he said that people like me inspire other people
Mm-hmm.
because we don't even try to inspire people.
Right.
Just by what we say, we inspire people, you know. And I told him, I said, you know, I appreciate that because, you know, it means a lot for one of your friends. Like I grew up with him, you know. I have a
Right.
whole bunch of stories with that guy,
Right.
you know. And y te digo, like, I appreciate like my homie a lot because when we were in high school, like he was one of the first ones that believed like I was gonna sing, you know.
Right.
And I gotta take a deep breath,
Nah, you
dog,
good, bro,
cause
you
fucking I'm talking a lot. But yeah, my fault. But ¿qué te iba a decir? Like he would tell me, he'll be like, nah, bro, like if you wanna go to the studio and shit, like hit me up, bro. Like, you know, I got a place in Charlotte, like I'll pay for everything, bro. Y todo, like I got you, bro.
You had that support.
Yeah, and I was like, damn, like out of everybody, like he's the only one that believes in me.
Right.
I was like, damn. And then y te digo, like he would always tell me, and to this day, like I send him songs and he's like, nah, bro, this is the one. And then
Right.
sometimes he's like, it's funny because like he thinks that every song is the one, you know.
Right.
And I appreciate that a lot because it means that. And I always told him too, I'm like, bro, like, you know, if one of my, like I told you earlier, if one of my songs is shit, tell me it's shit, you know.
Right.
And there has been some occasion when he's like, nah, bro, you gotta change this, you gotta change that, because it sounds like that.
Right.
But I do it and then it comes out good, you know. Pero te digo, I appreciate my homie David. You know, he actually, you know, he's actually, him and my homie Alexis probably are like the only ones that have been with me like for a long time, bro.
Right.
For a long ass time, that have never doubted me. They never, you know, there's been a lot of people that have come into my life. I see like amigos, pues.
Right.
Pero there hasn't been, to this day, there still hasn't been one that has treated me like how they've treated me.
Right.
¿Me entiendes? And te digo, like when I was going through stuff, Alexis was there and shit like that. David was there and shit like that. Y pues it means a lot to me. ¿Me entiendes?
Mm-hmm.
Not trying to be gay or anything
No,
and shit like that.
Not
Yeah.
for
No.
sure.
Yeah,
for
but
sure.
like brotherly love,
Brotherly
you know?
love, right?
Y and it means a lot to me because, you know, when you get to that point where you think I don't have nobody, and then you have people like that, you know, you're like, okay, bro, like, you know,
Yeah.
I got people that got my back, you know. Like for example, like con Alexis, like he can desmentirte y todo, bro, but like when we was growing up, like I didn't have much, bro. I didn't have much. I was trying to fit in so bad. Like I wanted everybody to be like, oh no, Pechuga's cool, you know.
Yeah.
Y I used to walk to his house to play PlayStation, bro, because I didn't
Mhm.
have a PlayStation back
Mhm.
then. And the thing that te digo que to this day, you know, I appreciate him because nunca me negaba, bro. Nunca me decía, nah, don't come over, don't do this. He'd be like, nah, come over, bro. Come over,
Right.
let's play. No hay pedo. Because he had it, I didn't have it, you
Mhm.
know? And then, like, compa David también, like, we would go play soccer and shit. Y todo. It's a lot of stories and shit like
Right.
that. Pero, like, you know, I just basically, like, what I'm trying to get across is that, like, those two people are, like, the realest ones that have
Right.
ever been. Like, as a, like, I guess you could say, like, a family to me. Like, a brother from another mother.
Yeah, yeah.
But, yeah, like, don't get me wrong. There's other people that I appreciate también. Pero, te digo, those two are, like...
Right.
And I know that probably you have friends like that, too, that have been with you from the jump. They never changed up on you and stuff like that. Because at the same time, there's people that... can change up on you.
Right.
It's happened to me. I ain't gonna say nobody,
Right.
like I said, but te digo que el compa Alexis y el compa David, like, they've been there from the start. For
Right.
real.
Actually, me personally, no one has switched up on me. Gracias a Dios, no one has switched up on me. We've gotten to the point where it kind of got tricky to the point where, like, yeah, we you know, cut ties and whatnot. But like, like for these past couple of years, I've had this support system for so long, and I mean, you know, it's just crazy. I mean, no one has ever switched up. I mean, it's kind of weird because I can't really say much about it,
Yeah.
But but I mean, yeah, there's a particular person that yeah that you know
No, yeah. I mean, for example, like, there's a difference between friends and then family, bro.
yeah
Because, for example, like, yeah, you're gonna appreciate your friends. Like, yeah, they've been there for you for, like, a good long time.
right
But, like, for example, like, your mom is never gonna, not believe in you, bro.
right
Your dad, your
right
siblings, because they always believe in you regardless of what happens. They're
Mhm.
always gonna be there for you. But
Right.
like I said, what I'm trying to say is, like, aparte de la familia.
Pa familia and yeah, and I know what
Yeah.
you mean. Like I've had this one person that literally has been the realist for like I said so long. Entonces like
And it's
yeah,
hard to stay real, bro.
yeah,
It's hard to
it's
stay
really
real.
really hard to stay real. But like I said, dude, I mean, like I said, I mean, I've gotten a good advices from a lot of people, and like it's nice to actually, see people that actually had that. Right? But I mean, it's just it's one of those where it's cuestión de uno, right?
Yeah.
And so like I
También
mean,
depending on how you are,
right?
too, because they're like, si eres culero con todos, güey, like,
Yeah.
they're not gonna support you,
Right,
bro.
right.
Y pues te digo que, like,
It's kind of sorry for interrupting you, but like, I'm starting to make it seem like so yo estoy bien culero, dude.
nah,
But I'm not. But it's just like it's a topic that I can't really get into detail like you can,
Yeah.
But I mean, as much as I really want to, I can't, But I mean, that's just like me just biting my tongue. But like, I know where you're coming from.
Nah, yeah,
I know where you're coming
I mean,
from.
like I'm telling you, like, there's a lot of friends that I have that are friends, ¿me entiendes? And
Right.
some of them might, dirían por ahí, get butthurt by what I just said.
Right.
But it's the truth, bro.
Right.
It's the truth, because te digo, maybe friends that I've made now they weren't there when el compa David and el compa
Right,
Luis,
right.
Y te digo, like, that's why I talk about them a lot, and I tell them, I always tell them thank you and shit like that,
Right.
because te digo, I have, people that have been there for me también, and I appreciate them también. Pero te
Right.
digo, the realest ones, like, hey, bro, I need somebody right now, like, to talk to, whatever. Hey, I got you, bro.
Right.
Y pues te digo, like there's this one time when, like, back in the day, bro, I was talking to this one girl, and like, I guess, I don't know what happened, bro. She just, like, did me dirty or whatever. It was a long ass time ago, probably like 5 years ago, maybe. And I was talking to her and shit like that, and I ended up, like, we was young and shit. Uno is emotional and shit like that. And I was just at downtown, just fucking, feeling like shit, dude. And I told Alexis, and I called him. I was like, nah, like, fuck love, shit like that. And he pulled up, bro, like, instantly, bro. He pulled up instantly. He's like, hey, what the fuck's going on?
Right.
So-
Right.
And then I was like, nah, bro, fuck, like, the he's like, duh, bro, I thought somebody was robbing you, bro. Because I was about to take out the Glock, dog. But, like, that just showed me, like, damn, bro, like, like, that's a real homie right there, bro.
Right.
¿Me entiendes? Y pues, like, in order for somebody to drop everything that they're doing to go check up on your homie, bro, that means a lot, bro.
Right. Yeah.
That means a lot.
What's it called? But I mean, like I said, I mean, I'm just gonna look back into this thing real quick.
Nah, yeah, you're good.
But it's nice, just seeing people like that, dude. What's it called? But what do you feel like has been the best advice that you ever been given?
The best advice is,
It's hard because you've been
because you
given
get a lot of
good
advice.
Exactly.
You do. But, like, something that I've gotten told a lot of times that I will always say that is probably one of the best advices is probably, you got to take constructive criticism to build yourself.
Right.
And that's one of the best advice that I've ever received. Why? Because there's so many meanings to it. Like, constructive criticism. People are gonna judge you and they're gonna tell you. And I'd rather them tell me the truth than then tell me, like, for example, like, I don't know if you remember that I told you, like, if I ever am singing like shit, tell me I'm singing like shit, because I want to be better. I don't want to stay there. Okay.
Right.
Like, you might tell me, okay, nah, yeah, it's fine. Dirá mi jefe, ahí se va. And something that's my dad. My dad always tells me, he's like, no dejes todo nomás así, ahí se va.
Mhm.
because it gets to the point. It gets to the point que se hace costumbre, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Se hace costumbre, and then at the end of the day, diría mi pa, vales verga.
Right,
You know,
right.
vales verga, and you can't change it because you've made it a habit. ¿Me entiendes? And I always like cuando me dicen por decir los de la banda, they're like, no es así la rola, cántala así, cántala así. I'm like, all right, bet, and I try my best to do it. I might not get it on the first try, but I'm gonna keep trying until I get it.
Right.
And I keep trying and trying and trying and trying. And that like goes back to the point where my sección, the one that sings with me, I tell him the same thing. I'm like, bro, like, aunque no te salga la primera, bro, just keep trying and keep trying and keep trying hasta que te salga, bro. You know, y ya cuando te sale, okay, grábatela. Y ya de allí it'll be straight. But yeah, probably one of the best ¿cómo se dice? The consejos. The best one is that take constructive criticism to build yourself.
Right.
Because it's true, bro. It's true.
Right.
You build yourself off of people. You feed off of people's
Right.
opinion. So, when you can do that and you can't feel like shit, porque te digo, there's some people that, hey, you sing like shit. Se agüitan luego. Like, fuck, like, I ain't gonna sing ever again.
Right, right. Yeah, I know
but
what you mean.
like me, I'm like, okay, I sing like shit. All right, what can I do to make it better?
Right.
And sometimes you tell people that, and they're like, oh shit, y se quedan así como güey. They're like,
Right.
And at that point, you're like, okay, he's just hating, But
yeah, it's one of those because like I said, this is my third podcast, and I had I did a podcast with my friend Edwin and his brother, and there's a particular time that I remember about me where I was playing con Juventud Latina. I'm pretty sure it was them. Y llegó otro grupo, and there was these two apenas andaban empezando. They were doing a lot of palomazos, and I remember it was the two youngest guys in that grupo. Era un grupo más como tecno banda.
Yeah.
And it was crazy because this was the first time I ever felt this, dude. Where like literally I came getting off the stage because they're about to echarse su palomazo like the last couple minutes, and they're like, "Oh man, you play so good, man! All this and all that." And like this is the exciting in their faces, and like them, like they were so happy that me personally, I'm not the best, at what I was doing that night. Hands down, I met a lot of people that are younger than me and better than me. Pero like it's crazy because like me and the thing I was doing that day was like stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
La tuba. Yo inicié, yo le metía bastante, right? But isn't it until like later on you start like getting more disciplined to the point where like you don't have to. Entonces when me comparing to a lot of other people, as in like I play más simple, más limpio, or at least I try to. But like there's no point of dándole like as much as you can. But there's some people that can play it off, metiéndole like all this fancy stuff and like making it sound cool as hell. And like it's just one of those where you just like it feels nice that people like like you were saying earlier about like whenever you like a lot of people when they start hearing stuff like that they get cocky.
Yeah.
And unfortunately in this type of things, and then like in music and other stuff, but I mean in music there's a lot of cocky people. And
sometimes there's people that are cocky and nobody's told them anything.
I know.
And
maybe
like,
maybe just like their parents, like, "Do you sing really good?" But like,
and that's the thing because it doesn't give out a good image about you, dude.
No.
And like I always repeat myself. I don't ever believe that I'm better than anybody, bro. Never, because I always try to stay humble. I always try to, y te digo, a lot of people like they might say, like, oh, que se cree más que todo, pero like. If you were to ask them, have I ever said some shit to them?
Right.
Nobody can tell you that.
Right.
Because I might cut people off. Like I told my friend Alexa, I was like, yeah, bro, I cut a lot of people off.
Mm-hmm.
Because why? Because I feel like, where I'm at right now in life, I shouldn't be talking to that many people.
Right.
Because I'm focused on one goal, and my goal is like to be up there in the music. And if there's gonna be a lot of distractions and stuff like that, because it got to the point where like I was just like focused on what everybody else was doing.
Mm-hmm.
I was just like, what is this guy doing? What is this girl doing? Whatever. Look, Y te digo, it got to the point where I was just like, nah, like, fuck that, you know, todo, like, you know, I deleted Snap, I deleted Instagram, Facebook, everything. I was just like, nah, like, I ain't trying to focus on nothing. I was
Right.
like, hey, pues, back to, like, your thing, like, some people, like, even without trying, they're being cocky, you know,
Right.
and you know that they're being cocky. And then you ask them, nah, ¿por qué eres presumido? And stuff like that.
Right.
Pero no, they're like, no soy presumido, y que no sé qué tanto, but you're over here fucking, you know,
Yeah.
presumiendo. But, I mean, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, trying to give it a song?
I mean, we can, bro. And by the way, like, for example, like, de los presumidos and stuff like that, like he's tocado with Diana Reyes, with Braceros, right? Braceros.
Right, yeah.
And, like, that I know him, like, I have never seen him or nothing be like, nah, like, you play like shit. I play with Diana, you know? Like,
Yeah.
I play with Braceros.
Right.
You know, I've never heard you like that, bro.
I mean, my opinion as in, like, it is crazy because, like, whenever I was doing this, is like, that's never came to my head.
Yeah.
I never wanted it, never thought about it, and main reason why it happened was because they needed people,
Yeah.
and my friend put me on Conectes, and then it wasn't until later on when I was just thinking to myself, like, it's crazy because, like, for instance, I'm not saying everybody that's going for that are, you know, cocky, as in, like, you're really humble, and but you have, you know, you want to be up there.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because me, I wasn't even trying. As in, like, it was just a friend was like, hey, oh, like, okay, then I can do this day, but I can't do the other. Let me see who I can probably find that probably be down, you know. And so I'm just glad my name popped up. You know, I'm more grateful that my name even came up, and it kind of just happened, and to the point where, like, he still tuvo la confianza to take me along. And honestly, these are great ass musicians, as in, like, to, like, they're, like, up here in their skill level, and I'm, like, right here.
Yeah.
And honestly, it's just like, to those moments when I started playing with them, it's like I saw doing music a whole different way, as in, like, just doing it as in like voy a macizar bien, because con ellos it was like estábamos bien macizos, dude. Estábamos bien macizos, and, like I said, I'm just grateful that even like considered me, he, like, took me in mind, and I mean, so it's like, yeah, I mean, the por si I'm not that kind of person, right? And the people that I've even met whenever I got to, like, you know, interact with other, I didn't really interact with them a lot, but the people that I've met, los músicos de Capaz, los músicos de Montes, los músicos de Patrulla, they were so freaking, like, como te diré, as in, like, they're so nice.
Yeah.
To the point where, like
They're humble.
they're really humble. As in, like, we got there, y me saludaron como si ya los hubiéramos conocidos. You know, as in, like, and that's just like, see, these are why these people are up here.
Yep.
Because they're so humble. As in, like, yeah, whenever you hear those grupos, obviously you just hear those you think about the singer because they're the ones in the middle of the stage, but you don't think about the keyboard player, you don't think about the drummer, you don't care, you're not thinking about anybody else but the singers. And when I met all of these people, más que nada, Jonathan de Montes, the tecladista de Montes, dude, he's like, I mean, I didn't really talk to him as much, but I could just feel the vibe from him. Like, just, I could tell what kind of person he was, as in, like just by seeing him and, like, saludando bien y todo, and it's just, as in, like, those, I was like, I kind of wish, like, those were the musicians that I kind of grew around, you know, as in, like, bien, like, you know, they don't put you to the side kind of things, and, like, they hablan como si nada type thing, and honestly, it was just a whole nice experience, and it just has to deal with a lot of being humble, and obviously work hard for it. Just that I wasn't working hard for it, but I'm not saying that, like, you know, like, I didn't even try, me llegó kind of thing.
Pero te estimaban.
Right.
Like, your friends te
Right.
estimaban. And they said, pues, the best one for this option, you know?
Right.
Because maybe, let's say, theoretically, right? let's say that they knew somebody better, right? But let's say that that person that was better was like an asshole,
Mm-hmm.
right? Obviously they're gonna choose you because you're humble, you're
Right.
buena gente pues
Right.
con la gente, and that's what a lot of musicians, they don't get that to their head.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta be humble with everybody,
Right.
bro. Like they always told me that like you you gotta perform in front of 10 people the same way that you would perform in front of 10,000
Right.
because you never know, bro.
Right. And so like it's just amazing, and that's why like hands down, obviously you don't know who my friend Hector is, but hands down, and his brothers are like, it's like they deserve that, you know,
Yeah,
because like they're so passionate about it, and like just the kind of people they are is like literally they easily fit in. So it's like I mean they have their su proyecto de SDO, but like they can go farther, kind of thing, and but it's also también depende of what you want to do. You know, you want to make it out for yourself, or you want to make it like, you know, ahí arriba, but playing for other people.
yeah,
And like, I'm kind of glad. I mean, I'm grateful that that you actually think of that of me, as in like considers me as still like as a humble person, and even though I experienced things like that, and it's crazy because like I said, I'm not the best tecladista, but I got to be there. But like, my gente, it's easier for someone who is not as good be up there and come back cocky.
yeah,
And it's más fácil, and it's kind of it's just the realistics of it, you know. Um, and I've seen that a lot. And then like literally like just because a lot of people call you to help them out doesn't mean that you're the best. You probably were the last option.
yeah,
Entonces like, but like it gets to their heads. Entonces like I did a podcast with my friend Edwin and his brothers, and like they wanted to go do something with music, as in like they wanna, you know, hope, you know, I hope for them for the best that una canción pegue, you know, and like they start doing what they've been wanting to do. And but me initially, I didn't want that. I you know I don't want it, as in like no me agarra mucho la atención and stuff like that. So for me at that point is like I thought about it as like obviously they por si they don't need me. They can easily find somebody else to play, you know, with it to replace me with what I was doing. And I told him, I was like, I spoke to the guy. I was like, I'm not. Y'all have a way of wanting. You're doing it for another reason that I am. Entonces, like, it's like, you know, it's best for that y'all get somebody that wants the same thing. See, no, cause like at any moment I can quit and hold y'all back. Entonces, y'all gotta start all over again.
yeah. Somebody
And
with the like same ambition,
you're
right?
right. Entonces, like, that's not what I want. Entonces, so it's like, you know, I'd rather y'all get somebody that wants it. Entonces, so I quit. Entonces, like, just something I never really imagined myself in, and and it's crazy because I remember one time I spoke about this with Ishmael, where like not on the podcast, but just in general when we were having a conversation, it was like, damn, dude, I feel like sometimes I come off cocky, or like, you know, like if I know my shit. And he was like, nah, dude, you're good. That's just one thing that happens. As in, like, because we know a little bit. So whenever we start giving advice to people or trying to, you know, help them out a little bit, it's going to make it seem like we're cocky. But it comes out with good intentions. As in, like, we're trying to help people out. And that's why now, whenever, like, I can talk to anybody easily, and especially if they start getting me going with like the music or just audio in general. Like, dude, I can talk for days,
Yeah,
and I can just talk for days, and it's just nice that I'm still a little guy, but there's people still underneath you that's still starting off, and that's like the main reason why I'm doing this podcast, as in like, cause you have, you know, you were doing the solo thing for yourself, and you know, and to the point where like you were doing it in a whole different aspect, but a lot of people now in the around you, which is eyeing you,
yeah,
and And like you consider these opportunities that like as in like people like us little guys will hit y'all up and be like, hey, I need a singer. And that's another question I wanted to ask you is like what's your main goal, as in like you want to keep doing the local thing, or is it just, or later on think about singing, as in like if your one of your songs start launching off, as in like be like, hey, this is what I've been going for. I'm going for it.
I mean, yo le tiro a lo grande.
Mm-hmm.
A lo grande. I always, diría Chicharito is funny, but,
Mm-hmm.
imaginémonos cosas chingonas, right?
Right.
But, something about me is that I've always told everybody that I'm like a lo grande, bro. Like I go a lo grande. I actually do see myself being up there with like the best. I see myself being up there singing, and like I said, it comes back to the point where no es that I'm being cocky.
It's just like
It's it's something that I believe that I can do.
mm-hmm.
Something that a dream, pues.
Mm-hmm.
A dream, and like every singer, every ¿cómo se dice? Musician,
Mm-hmm.
every person has all their dreams,
Right.
right? It was like my dream is te digo que y te digo, a lot of people have told me, like musicians, they've told me, they're like, nah, bro, like I see you up there,
Mm-hmm.
y pues that's where I see myself, yo le tiro a lo grande, te digo, sea lo que sea, y como dijo Carlos Arabia, just keep working and hope for that opportunity to come. Like yeah,
Right.
like I don't see myself being local for a long time,
Right.
and then it's like I see myself, trying to learn as much as I can.
Porque
And
te
then
va a
like,
ayudar later on.
and
Te va a
then
ayudar later on.
tirarle al, más
Right.
grande, take another step, pues.
Mm-hmm.
But until that day comes, just go al pasito and
Mm-hmm.
learn whatever I can and just keep improving. And te digo, va a llegar el día que, for example, like I told you earlier in the podcast, like out of nowhere you hit me up, you need a singer. Out of
Mm-hmm.
nowhere the banda hit me up, I need a singer. Let's say that somebody hits me up that's actually, pretty big. Hey, they need a singer, and
Like,
then
yeah.
they hit me up, they like how I sing. Y pues ahí ya está the next step. It might be the final step. You
Right.
never know.
Yeah, and that's pretty much it. As in like as in like just work on it. Like como te dijo tu that one guy that you asked, just cuestión of working for it. Like, but like, I mean, I'm not trying to say you're not gonna make it or anything. Just that like, as in like you're still doing the local thing and you're still doing your stuff, and it's gonna come eventually. It's gonna
Yeah.
come porque there's people that try too hard, 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 and sometimes you just gotta relax and, like you said, pasito por pasito, and eventually it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
And
If it's meant for you, it's meant for you.
it's
Bro.
meant for you, exactly. Entonces, like I said, not trying to be like, trying to make it seem like I'm cocky or anything, but like I wasn't even going for anything like that. And what happened is like, oh, dude, you're down. And
Yeah.
I went along with some people. It's not like I was being asked, directly from them. Like it was like honestly, they can find anybody, right? Like they could just watch YouTube videos or just anybody there in that area, and they see like a couple people playing. But it's main of the fact how, like, I don't even like. Yeah, it was a great opportunity, de Braceros and the Diana. But what I'm really truly grateful is the fact how, like, my name came up through Hector. As in, like, Hector was the one that was like, oh, I'll ask Josue. And I'm mainly more grateful at that than the opportunity itself. Because, like I said, it's like it just takes that one person to actually think,
Yeah.
And, and, and like I said, I mean, I, and for Braceros, it just took me just to do just a little jam out, and Hector actually just commenting, like, tagging the singer. And, I went to a couple gigs like that. But like I said, I mean, I'm not the best one, but like, I did what I could. Scenario, I did what I could, but it wasn't until like playing along with Hector and them that literally made me want to improve a little bit more in the little bit that I know, and I feel like that's one thing that I like generations older than us are so stubborn, like
Yeah.
and it sucks. And not trying to be racist or anything, but like in the Hispanic community, generations older than us are all kinds of stubborn to the point where like when I decided not to do the live performance no more, everybody were like, "Why? Like, why are you deciding that? You're so young. You have so much ahead of you." And it's like it doesn't matter if I'm young, and like my coworker says, we live in a society where like that mindset doesn't even fit no more. As in like, cause we there's so much we can do now than back then. Entonces like there's more to it that I can do and that I've been wanting to do. And so it's just cuestión like for me, I did it music, did it for so long, I liked it. But yeah, después del tiempo was like it's meant for somebody else. Cause
Yeah.
de por sí, I mean, I don't want to do it. And the little bit of people that like as in like yo cuando les doy consejos a lot of people, honestly, to be hands down, obviously yo salí del coro de la iglesia.
Yeah.
That's where I initially started, and and that's where I started learning how to play. Inicié con el bajo y ya me enseñé yo mismo el teclado because I wanted to learn el teclado so bad, and the guy en el encargado was like, "Prende una cosa mejor," and and so I took it upon myself to teach myself how to play teclado, and and so what the little bit I knew on the bass, I taught myself how to play teclado. And now look, I play more el teclado than I even did the bass. Like my strong suit is el teclado than the bass. And cuando yo inicié, obviously yo inicié con Christian Martin. You know, I started el proyecto con Alta with Christian Martin. But I brought people along that I've met from the course.
Yeah.
Like shout out to the first saxophone player that we had, Kimberly. And what I told her and what I told también shout out to our friend my friend Eduardo. El
Yeah.
también you remember Eduardo?
Yeah.
Alta was the first grupo he also been in, you know, locally. First grupo. And and I think I told Kimberly more this than I think I ever told Eduardo. But whenever I brought them here outside of La Iglesia, it's because I want them to I see potential in them. And it's sad porque obviously church you're playing for God and whatnot, pero también it's like you gotta give it a little bit more like improve yourself kind of thing and no quedarte ahí.
Yeah.
Entonces do better what you do, what you play. Entonces every time I see a lot of people and I see potential, I want them to darle hasta donde ellos puedan llegar, dude. As in like, because obviously there's more to learn than just tell you how to play the song, like como va la canción, and you just play it bien simple. As in give it like learn how to do a lot of more unique things. Like as like take it upon yourself to mess around with the melody. As in like okay, you know the basis of it, but then ask yourself how can I make it more me kind of thing. And that's why, like I told her, I know I think I've spoken about the talk with that one girl, Kimberly, as in like whoever comes here, aunque no saben, no sepan mucho, I'm always gonna give opportunities to whoever wants to learn or whoever wants to do it. I'll always try to push them to improve and to give it those a potential because there's a lot to grow. And it just sucks that like, and I hope anybody from the chorus don't see this, but I feel like they are. They're like, they're like, right there. I mean, también you can't see it as a like, you know, as in like try to do so much to it tampoco. And that's I'm not saying that like oh yeah you gotta start metiendo a lot to like church music, but as in like give it a little bit more to yourself to the point where like se sienta like you would say el sentido.
Yeah.
El sentido is mucho. It says a lot about the way you play, the way you sing, the way you do things. Is like, they know you're doing it con todo, not to the point where like you're just doing it just to do it. Entonces, like whoever wanted, like I would like I remember I didn't beg, but I was always trying to get Eduardo in here.
Yeah.
And Eduardo has never played norteñas, and I was like, yeah, listen to the norteña, listen to how como se escuchan las norteñas, because the way the sax is played in school, and you listen to an actual norteña, they don't teach you that, like how to sacar ese tipo de sonido out in school. Entonces you gotta take it upon yourself to learn it. And dude, whenever he showed up here and he freaking learned the first song, I was amazed. I was like, dang, dude, this dude, yeah, like he took another step. And like now, if you were to go back to church and play the way how he plays now, is like people whoever were around him and hear him how he plays now than he did then is like, I'm like, dang, yeah, yeah, like le da más sentido to it. Pero like I said, music is just cuestión de just like helping each other out. Like main reason of the podcast, like I want people to hear your story. I want people to hear other people's story. What motivates you? What's one thing that you like in one of your adventures you were like, oh, kind of spooked you kind of thing. Like what was your worst night?
Yeah.
What was That's the main thing, so people can kind of see like what everybody goes through, because we all go through different things.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna save this for a product. I'm hoping to do a podcast with my boy Hector one of these days or down the line, and because we witnessed one thing that I've never imagined I would witness, and I'm gonna save it for that day. But
Stay tuned.
so stay tuned, Hector. If you're watching this, try to hop on this quick as possible. Even Chris, both Chris's were there,
Yeah.
and that's one thing I've never imagined myself like
Experience.
experiencing.
Yeah.
And then whenever something similar happened con Braceros, and at that point it was just like, yeah, it's whatever. I've seen I've experienced it once. It's like it didn't catch my eye level, but it's like everybody has a story. Everybody has different experiences, and that's just kind of what I want people to know. As in, yo no me creo like I'm known, but like you said, like you were saying that I got the chance to go con Diana Reyes, I got the chance to go con Braceros, and only a handful of people know, and it's like I got to experience it, but no one knows everybody else around those people. What got them to be like what made me who I kind of am at the moment at the same time, but like what was around me that kind of like almost kind of got me there. And there's a lot of musicians, as in like I have you here, because literally you were a whole complete different person. There was a grupo, but you were already launching for something a lo grande, and then you experienced the local stuff that was new. I'm pretty sure you didn't even think about it doing it at
No.
one point. Exactly. Entonces like
Yeah, but I had to learn how to sing in front of people. 'Cause
right.
I never sang in front of people.
So it's like it's like a step that you had to also take
Yeah.
para tirar a lo grande, and it's just a lot of people, like for instance, they hear you, or like the people that mainly criticize you, or like just make fun of your names, like El Pechuga,
Yeah.
El Chicken, um, like who is Pechuga, as in like what makes Pechuga, what struggles has Pechuga gone through, or like for instance, you said you've always tried to fit in, and you're so grateful that you have two friends that literally, they brought you in and they support you. They hear you out, and it's just your story. And I know we couldn't talk about much of it, like a lot of it, because there's so much to talk about.
Yeah.
And like I said, you're still doing the Suprema thing. Entonces, like, but at least we got to hear a little bit of what's the reason why you're kind of doing it. It's a dream, and a lot of people have dreams, but they don't really do anything about it.
They just dream.
They just dream, and you're dreaming and doing something about it. So that's what I'm saying. And like everybody has to take that step. As in, like, for me, a lot of people are like, oh, pues ya te he ido con Diana, ya te he ido con Bracero. Why don't you just dejarlo grupo thing, get that weight off of you, and just tirarte, like, también dijera que a lo grande, or whoever calls you. Like, that's not the same. One, that's not a thing I want. Two, I barely want to do the grupo now.
Yeah.
So it's like, why keep trying to do something that por si I'm not really happy doing anymore? Entonces, it's just like, might as well just keep pursuing music, but like another way. And this kind of like main reason podcast, and we're about to jam out to a couple songs.
Hell yeah, yeah.
And there's a particular song. And I remember one time after practice, you were like, "Hey, bro, you think we have time to record this? Because like, I kind of, want to subirlo."
¿Cuál sería?
La de Te Vas.
La de Te Vas.
Yeah, because,
Me va a costar pararme, bro, porque está dando de entumido.
I feel you, dude. I feel you.